In the Strait of Hormuz, Iran saying all traffic through the strait is now under its control and warns any U.S. provocative action will be met with an immediate, decisive response. Oil prices surging back above $70 a barrel. ABC's Aaron Katersky says he can see a definite lean to the former Pfizer building on 42nd Street, Manhattan. Under conversion to apartments, the FDNY fearing a partial collapse. Mayor Zoran Mamdani.
2 structural columns have buckled, in addition to multiple cracks and sagging floors. The building remains unstable. Since arriving on scene, we have witnessed additional movement in one of the compromised columns.
On another matter, Mamdani says Graham Plattner should drop out of the Maine Senate race. Senator Bernie Sanders saying he spoke with Plattner and advised him to get out. This is ABC News. After years of war and hoping to benefit from the NATO summit in Turkey, Ukraine, President Zelensky set to meet with President Trump tomorrow. Trump spoke today with Russia's President Putin.
The president said that Putin does feel pressure and that he wants to end this war despite what we're seeing with these attacks. We have heard from President Zelensky. He has said that he wants to ask the United States and NATO for more air defense support, that's going to be a key request. He wants to have that commitment, so that'll be something we'll see when the two sit down side by side tomorrow on the sidelines of this summit.
ABC's Karen Travers, who's traveling with the president, says that it's happening as a fresh round of Russian strikes killed at least 50 more Ukrainians. About a third of American adults now believe Israel has committed genocide against Palestinians during the war in Gaza. This from an AP Nork Center for Public Affairs poll. 2 in 10 Americans say that Israel has not committed genocide, and the rest, about half, don't know enough to say. I'm Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
2 apartment buildings catch fire in Tacoma. That's one story coming up. But first, to check on your KIRO News Radio traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. No big surprises out there. That's the good news. Mostly wide open roadways this noon hour. Linwood to Seattle, we're pushing 25 minutes. South 5 is crowded off and on from Northgate in the downtown. North 5, you're going to jam up at the north end of Boeing Field up to I-90. We might have a blocking issue near the Michigan curve. It's stacked up until you get around that curve. Down in Renton, North 405, looking at heavy volumes to the S-curves. Renton to Bellevue's at 25 minutes. That's almost a 10-minute delay. And in Thurston County, South 5, we've got a 3-mile backup as you make your way into Olympia. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Investigators are trying to figure out how 2 apartment buildings in Tacoma caught fire. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports it started in a building under construction.
Along with that building under construction, the fire damaged 2 apartment buildings, forcing several families to escape. Tacoma spokesperson Chelsea Shepard.
It's one of those moments of it could have been so much worse.
Shepard says the buildings sit close together in the 4,000 block of South Puget Sound Avenue. Thankfully, no injuries. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Well, Seattle has shut down its stadium district surveillance cameras now that the World Cup has left town. Mayor Katie Wilson turned them on only after pressure from local leaders. And over 3 weeks, there were no major security incidents near Lumen Field. That's a relief to King County Sheriff Patty Cole Tyndall.
We got through that major world-class event without any serious issues.
So what comes next? A public audit of all police CCTV policies this fall will determine whether the cameras stay off for good. A former Washington healthcare executive has pleaded guilty in a multi-million-dollar embezzlement scheme. Federal prosecutors say former Community Clinic Network CEO Patrick Bucknam admitted to stealing more than $24 million from the Wenatchee-based healthcare company. Authorities say Bucknam diverted company money between 2017 and 2023, using the funds for risky stock and options trades and personal purchases, including a Tesla, a pickup truck, a boat, and precious metals. Bucknam is scheduled to be sentenced in September. In Pierce County, 3 suspects are in custody for a drive-by shooting in University Place. KIRO 7 TV's Eric Thomas has details.
Happened around 1 in the morning on Friday at Duo Apartments. Deputies got there say they saw shots being fired from a Dodge Charger. Tacoma police later found that car near Titlow Beach, arresting a 19-year-old man, a 21-year-old man, and a 22-year-old man.
Molly Moon's Ice Cream is heading to Northgate.
According to the Puget Sound Business Journal, the Seattle-based chain will open its 13th shop next spring inside a new apartment building at Northgate Station. Founder Molly Moon Neitzel says the store is going to be designed for year-round business. There will be a large indoor seating area and what she calls cozy desserts on the menu to draw in customers during the fall and winter months. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Let's get a check on that KIRO News Radio weather. Near 80 again today, partly sunny throughout the afternoon. Increasing clouds this evening. Wednesday, those clouds could produce isolated showers. Otherwise, partly cloudy and 72 tomorrow. Thursday, we'll see more sun and into the mid to upper 70s. 63 and partly sunny in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome to the show. Happy Tuesday to everybody out there. I'm Jake Skorheim, sitting alongside Spike O'Neill.
Happy Tuesday, buddy.
Spike, we got a lot of stuff to get to today.
Busy day.
It's a busy day. We're going to ask a lot of the audience. We're starting a new thing. We're going to ask you a question at the beginning of the show. It's not a trick question. You can answer any way you want. There's no wrong answers. Although if your answer is stupid, we will make fun of it.
Doesn't mean it's wrong.
Does it? Yeah, it might still. It might be wrong, and we might tell you it's wrong. But we're going to get to this question of the day in just a minute. And the question of the day is related to the ending of the World Cup in Seattle. It's continuing, obviously, in other places, but we got our final game yesterday. What a depressing game that was. Did you watch? Did you watch last night?
I did.
It's going to lead to
slogged.
It directly affects the question of the day.
Okay.
But tell me about your experience watching the game.
It's what you love about sports. I got to tell you, because the highs. You can't appreciate the highs.
Yeah.
Until you have something to compare it with, and that is the lows. That may be, and maybe we can take the audience's pulse on this as well. I don't want to cloud the issues, but that might have been the worst Seattle sports experience I think I've ever had, and that's saying something. That's saying something.
You mean for something that happened in Seattle?
In Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the worst Seattle sports experience, we all know what that is.
Right. Passing at the one. I got it. Yes.
That's
yes.
Unanimous.
Right. That's the bar of,
that's
oh my.
The bar. There was a lot of expectation heading into this. There was a lot of excitement.
A lot of warranted excitement and expectation. Yes.
And then, wah, wah. That's what it felt like.
My reality alarm clock went off.
Yes.
Just
annihilated. 4-1. Embarrassing. It was an embarrassing match.
That's the word I first came to as well.
Because it didn't feel. I wouldn't be embarrassed
if you played your heart out. And
I
you played
wouldn't be
nail
embarrassed
biter
if
and
it felt like when my kids are playing football or something. When they're playing sports, I always tell them, like, listen, guys, and it's a tough concept for a child to understand because they just want to win. But you try to explain to them, if you play your absolute best, if you leave it all on the field, then you have nothing to complain about after the game. Sometimes you just run up against a team who's better, and they best you in some way.
Yeah.
And sometimes they get lucky, and the chips don't fall the way that you want them to, and that's sports, and that's totally fine.
And that's what's embarrassing about yesterday.
It didn't feel like we were playing the best we could have played.
See, that's...
And I say we, even though I wasn't on the team.
But we have that shared... That's what sports also gives us.
Yeah.
Is that sense of community involvement. We're all in this together. We talked about what an edge a home crowd would be for a team that really isn't ranked anywhere near.
Did the home crowd take a nap? Because it felt like...
They were put to sleep. It was they take a nap, like a blow to the back of the head sends you to a nap.
I was watching, with my family. We did taco night last night. We're like, let's do a big taco night. Everybody come over. We'll have a fun time.
Yeah,
and it was
fun.
We were all excited, and we sit down and we're watching the first half, whatever. I think it was 1-0 heading into the half, right?
No. It was 2-1 in the half.
Was it 2-1 in the half?
Yeah, because we got the equal. I've learned so much in these last 3 weeks. We got the equalizer. And then they scored almost immediately afterward.
Wasn't that in the second half though?
No, it was 2-1
You're saying that very confidently.
I'm very confident. It was 2-1 at halftime. Because Belgium then scored the third goal on that act of sport buffoonery, I'll call it, when our goalie misplayed an up ball.
Whatever the case.
It was 2-1 at the half, but you felt like it wasn't over.
Whatever the case, you still felt like they had a chance.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But the crowd, I'm watching the crowd, and then it goes to 3-1, and then the crowd was silent. And I was sitting there like, is there some way to communicate in mass with these people? Like, is there some? I saw one of the players at one point running up and down the field, just like
trying to lift the crowd.
One of their very few attempts on goal,
Yeah.
and trying to like get up crowd, like trying to get people excited because like they really live off that energy.
They do.
And
they should have been able to.
There was no energy from the crowd. I'm not blaming the crowd, obviously, because they're not the ones who like allowed those ridiculous goals, and obviously like there was some ridiculous goals, but the crowd. It didn't seem to me like the crowd was super into it, and maybe it just would have been difficult because you're sitting there watching your team just not play up to pace.
Well, I think they came to a mass painful realization, as we did at home, that we were just we weren't on level with the Belgian team.
But we should have been.
We
should have been.
I don't see. I watched I literally. It was painful. I almost tortured myself watching post-match coverage from the experts of the game, because I am not in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
I'm a newbie. I'm a fair weather bandwagon soccer fan, and I'll own that. So I watched as much expert coverage as I could, and I came to the collective realization from the expert opinion that I gleaned last night.
Mm-hmm.
These guys played their hearts out. They didn't quit. They just were overmatched from a skill perspective, from a strategy perspective, from an experiential perspective. Even an aged Belgium team who ranks, I think, 9th in the world, whereas we come in, I think, it's 16th.
Yeah, they're a top 10 team. They're a good
top 10 team, but they're not an upper echelon top 10 team.
Yeah,
they're not
it's
a
not
Spain, Argentina, France, right? So I think these guys played to the best of they played the worst game they played, clearly by far, in this tournament. But we beat the teams we're supposed to beat, and what can be called a soft group.
I disagree. I don't think we were playing to the. I mean, and we have to move on.
They didn't play their best.
They didn't play to the best of their ability.
I'll get you that, but they played.
They have Balogun guy who's basically a non-entity in the game. He almost did nothing.
Right.
You had Christian Pulisic, who whatever his old injury. I don't know if that was a flare-up of an old injury or if it was a new injury, whatever it was. He was kind of a non-entity in the game. What's his face hit another free kick, which was phenomenal.
Which got but kind of got deflected.
Who cares? May went in. He gets credit.
No, I get you.
It was a goal, and then all of the life just sucked out of the place. 60 seconds later, when Belgium responds.
When they scored so quickly after. That's the dagger to the heart of the crowd.
That killed.
So, it really did.
That killed. That was awful.
Yeah. So it's but again, that's what I love about sports.
You got to have the highs and the lows.
Right,
I get it.
It makes you appreciate. So at the end of the day, this was a great tournament for USA, for the tournament in general. This was a great tournament.
There's still a bunch of games if you're still interested in soccer.
There's still a handful, 10 games left.
But this does lead to our question of the day, and we're going to do these responses. You guys hit us up on the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. You can give us your take on this. We're going to come back to this at 1:30, this question of the day. We're going to get your answers, and then we can respond to some of your answers. But here's our question. Now that the World Cup is leaving Seattle, and now that we're kind of getting back into what Seattle, like, here was a post from Bob Ferguson. He posted this just the other day. This was yesterday. He posted from a Dallas resident visiting for USA versus Belgium. This was he quoted the Seattle Times. Quote, "The buses are everywhere. The city is so walkable. You have one of the cleanest downtowns in America." Imagine like a Belgian person saying this. "You have one of the cleanest downtowns in America. This downtown is as incredible as any place in the world." And then Bob Ferguson capped it off by saying, "World-class city and state." Okay, here's my question to you. What happens to Seattle now that the spotlights are gone? Now that the national attention, now that the requirements contractually from FIFA, we saw a story today. They've turned off the monitoring cameras.
Right. We're already getting an indication of what's next.
So my question to you is, and to the audience is, what is Seattle going to do? Are they going to take this moment? Because I see it, let me explain this. I see this as two paths that Seattle can follow right now. Seattle has essentially gone through what everybody does when they go to their 20-year high school reunion. You get fit really fast.
Dropped a couple pounds.
Got a
haircut.
You buy something nice.
Yeah.
You want to make the best impression possible so you don't, shame yourself in front of your friends.
Your best foot forward, your best face.
Yes, or a wedding. You get skinny for a wedding, whatever it might be. Seattle is in that moment right now where we have just gotten hot for a minute. And now the question is, now the reunion is over, everybody's gone back to their lives, do you carry that forward and say, hey, you know what? What if we kept this fun atmosphere downtown? Now, they have a short little reprieve where they still have some of these watch parties, so they are motivated to keep some of that going.
Yeah.
But overall, they cannot expect the influx of like tourists from out of country.
You're not going to get the record numbers. Yesterday was a crazy amount of visitors to the city. Yeah.
So what do you think? And that's my question to the audience. Question of the day. Now that Seattle is no longer required through negotiations with FIFA to be a nice downtown, will they continue, though, some of the things that they've done to clean it up? And there have been reports how much nicer it looks.
Yeah.
People go down there, and you notice there's a palpable difference and a feeling in the air where it feels like this is the city that
it's day and night.
It's a city that we remember
Yeah.
as being young people.
Yeah.
And like you come from a different generation as I do, but even back in our two different generations, it still felt like this feels closer to what I grew up with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so that's on the question. And we're going to get to your responses at 1:30. Are they going to embrace it, or are they just going to fall back into dumpy pre-reunion stuff?
Let me make it different. It was a nice analogy with the reunion because we cleaned up the place. But I was thinking, what if it was like, when you stage a house for sale, okay?
Yes.
You paint the place. You empty out the rooms. You get a landscaper to come in. You get curb appeal. Seattle had curb appeal.
So they brought a stager in.
Exactly, and we looked exactly like it was. Now, when the open house is over, do we need a new owner to keep the place nice, or if we have the same bumpkus family that was living in the city before we did the makeover?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to do the same things that got us where we were before we spruced up the place.
Yeah.
Are we going to revert back to a city that's dying by a lot of accounts? So that's the question. My thoughts are these. We had a massive influx of revenue into the city, which is some tax base that the city will benefit from. There'll be some money in the coffers from Seattle.
I hope we got more revenue. Places like the CID said they did not see
They did not,
revenue.
but I think there's going to be some mortem on the city's financial the benefits, losses, whatnot. There was also a massive influx of federal assistance and cash to help with the city like it was.
Yep.
Can we afford to keep the things that we put in place and the systems we put in place to make it the Seattle we love and remember? Do we have the resource to keep doing that? And we talked yesterday about the 40% or 37% vacancy rate of our downtown
office
corporate spaces and the lost tax revenue that digs out of the city's budget. Right?
Absolutely.
Can we have the financial resources to keep where we are? But financial alone isn't going to do it, because we talked numerous times. But you can keep throwing money at problems. When you keep throwing money in a hole, you still are throwing money in a hole.
Yeah.
So are the policies that got us where we were before World Cup going to stay in place, or we're going to have an awakening to those doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results? With regard to, your point about the mayor has announced already this morning.
Yeah.
Cameras are turning off.
Well, that indicator to me, that's a fast turn off.
Well, games are over.
But
risk is gone.
But you still have watch parties. You still have people in those. You still have extra people in those public spaces.
Yeah,
and
but
the mayor on the first day.
I'm with you. But beyond watch parties, should those cameras be an asset to this city, resource for this city's law enforcement community, long after World Cup's over?
Yeah.
That's the question we're all asking. And I think a lot of people are saying to the mayor, look, you've expressed your concerns about privacy, right? And about the misuse of information. Was it, who was the city council member? I want to misquote his name.
Kettle?
Rob? So, was it
Bob Kettle?
I think, yes. Say, look, we've got systems and policies in place to address your concerns about the privacy of the citizenry.
That's what the announcement was when they decided to turn them on pre-World Cup matches.
They said there was a general a threat, right? A risk assessment because of the games itself. I'm speaking to the mayor's hesitation to use this asset from a privacy perspective. There are rules in place from the city council, from the county executives, whoever it may be, about how we can safeguard this information to address the mayor's concerns. I think the cameras need to stay on, and I think the concerns the mayor expresses don't hold water. But that's just one element of it.
But what it indicates is
a reversion to
high school reunion activities.
Right.
You're still reaching for that ice cream at night.
Stopping for a box of a dozen on the way home.
100%.
Right. I throw it on top of the pizza box. Right. Dozen Cokes.
All the stuff.
All the stuff you did. And I'm thinking of weight. You're right.
I always see it as weight. People always, because you always remark it, like when you see people at high school reunion.
Yeah.
You're like, you've
taken
taken one of two paths. Man, you've really stayed skinny, or you've really let yourself go. Nobody says those words out loud.
But that's what they're thinking.
But that's what everybody's thinking. And Seattle's in this spot right now. Or to put it in a more modern perspective, maybe, a more zeitgeisty perspective, Seattle has been on Ozempic for the last 6 weeks, looking pretty good.
Yeah,
now, do you stop taking the pills that you were taking to stay skinny, or do you start to let it go?
And we laid off the cocktails for that because we had a bit of a problem.
Sure.
Right, and it's now. Are we going to go back to a city that caters to addiction in the way it addresses the most pressing need, the problem the city faces? I think, which is the homelessness crisis.
But they don't see it that way.
Well,
they don't see this in the addiction crisis. They think it's a housing issue.
Well, that's my point. Are we going to keep going down that alley? Not even a road. That's an alley.
Yes, they are. Yes, we have a story about that today.
Can they take the examples of other cities where a crossroads was reached and a different path taken? And success was, San Francisco, Toronto, you pick your city where they have stopped being a housing first model, and the results are in.
But I don't think they're going to do that.
That's the question we're asking today.
It's deeply ingrained. It's deeply ingrained in their ideology. So I don't think that's going to happen.
What's it going to take to stay like it is today, to keep this good feeling
Is it even
going?
possible? That's the question today. Can Seattle keep this momentum going or not? You can let us know on the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. We're going to get to those at 1:30. You tune back in. We'll read your name. We'll read your opinion. We'll respond to it. If it's a good one, we'll probably agree with you. And if it's a bad one, then we will explain why we don't agree with you.
Maybe you'll open my eyes about a point of view I haven't thought of.
It's possible.
This audience is it's very diverse in their opinion.
They're very funny also. We get a lot of funny
great sense
stuff.
of humor. Sure.
Very inappropriate stuff sometimes too. Too funny to even say on the air. Here's what we're going to do next. When we come back, I already started noticing it today on my drive in. I don't know if you noticed this today, but traffic was just a little bit worse than it has been in the past. Did you notice today?
You know what? I was still high on the glory of normal morning commute.
Okay.
I know that we're coming. Nate will tell us in a little bit.
Nate's going to give us the details in about
when Revive,
8 or 9 minutes here.
The return of Revive.
When we can expect
from the grave.
Yeah. So he's going to join us.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
I was too busy enjoying the fact that
you were still living off the happiness
that I could leave 45 minutes later than I had been earlier this year.
It changes your whole thing. Like I was talking with my wife last night. I'm like, this honeymoon period that we've had.
Exactly.
This little break, this reprieve from the hell of the traffic.
Yeah.
It's going away. And we're going to have another, 10 more months? I mean, Nate's going to have all these details. He'll let us know the whole thing.
You know what? We've got another 18 months.
18 months?
Yeah.
I thought it was only 10.
Well, maybe I'm wrong. We're gonna balance out the rest of this year with what we experienced in the first half of 2026.
Oh, and then we're switching sides?
Then we're jumping the other side.
Ugh.
Yeah. And then the southbound commute will always be a 2-lane situation for all of 2027.
Good.
I'm not sure what month
Golly.
they're gonna finally cut the ribbon and give us 4 lanes in each direction of beautiful new pothole-free existence.
Why can't they just try our idea? They're doing this whole thing where they lock the express lanes in one direction. Why can't they just try our idea of like what they normally do, which is allow them to flow in different versions, different times a day,
I hear you.
from 5 to 7 a.m. Like the eager beavers want to get up and get going.
Yeah.
Let them have the lane instead of locking it only northbound. It just seems like very short-sighted to me. Just try it.
You've seen people take steps toward mitigating commutes, as it were, being maybe a 4-day work week, or employers that shifted their shifts to an 2-hour earlier start. We're going to start at 6 instead of 8. That gives my employees a chance to beat that morning rush and take a little bit of load out of that morning commute. We've seen adjustments work.
I shifted my entire schedule.
Yeah,
I leave 2 hours earlier in the morning.
But
that's a lot in the morning.
No, I hear, not because we're trying to make it easier on the other folks, because that's what it takes to get here.
Because I just want to get to work on time.
Right.
All right, Nate Connor's going to join us next. He's going to have all the details on that, what you guys can expect, and when you can expect it, and how to get through it, hopefully, and when it's going to end. We have a lot more coming up. Nate's going to join us next. We're going to get back to the question of the day at 1:30, so make sure you get those in early and often. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Sunset Auto Family.
Seattle on the world stage in prime time.
It doesn't get any bigger than World Cup than this.
Seattle was made for this.
Seattle is the soccer city to have.
I'm so happy that people came together.
It's pretty amazing.
I mean, it's just great to see America fall in love with the world's game.
KIRO Newsradio's Jillian Raftery is with the Fan. She joins us live.
The energy here is electric.
Way to shine, Seattle, from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Well, summer's officially taken hold of the Northwest. Rainy season's behind us. Do you know how your home came through the rainy season? Have you taken a look? How about an inspection, a free roof assessment, free video inspection? See how your home did over the rainy months? See if your insulation's up for the summer heat that's coming our way. How about Integrity Roofing and Construction taking a look at your place? Give them a call today at 206-202-ROOF. That's 206-202-ROOF. They'll do a free roof assessment, free video inspection of your home. They've got years of experience in restorations, repairs, replacements. Got an in-house design team. They can do it all. IntegrityRC.com is the website, IntegrityRC.com.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. If your air conditioner is barely hanging on, CM Heating has one of the best offers I've heard this summer. Right now, you can get any size high-efficiency AC system for just $179.99 a month with zero upfront cost. And here's the game changer. CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program includes lifetime repairs, annual maintenance, and even filters at no additional charge ever. Go to cmheating.com and schedule your free estimate online today.
License number CMHEAHL 751LW.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey there, Dawn Riding with Olympic Hot Tub. Make this the summer you start to relax and feel better right in your own home. During our All-American Soak, Swim, and Sauna event, enjoy liberating savings on a saltwater hot tub, swim spa, or sauna, with up to 3 years to pay for it interest-free. A soak or swim under the stars, a sauna after a long day. Celebrate feeling better today. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
The Black Crowes, live in the Tulalip Amphitheater, Sunday, August 30th. Tickets are on sale now. Details at TulalipCasino.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. The Chelan Hills fire continues to spread, claiming one life and destroying more than 100 homes and buildings. KIRO 7 TV's Madeline Audley reports.
I mean, it was just complete devastation. Houses were burning up. People were trapped.
One of those people killed over the weekend when their car slid off the road, destroyed by flames.
In fact, in the coming days, we're going to be doing full damage assessments and check everything, not only for number of homes, but just to make sure there's not other people that are lost. And some people said, I'm not leaving.
By Monday, the fire around 9,700 acres, 0% contained.
King County's life-saving rescue helicopters are getting a major upgrade thanks to more than $1 million in new federal funding. Congresswoman Kim Schreier and King County Sheriff Patty Cole-Tyndall say the money will modernize instrument panels, replace a critical rescue hoist, and boost the safety of hoist operations in the mountains and backcountry. Here's Congressmember Schreier.
I will continue to do everything that I can in Congress to meet the needs of our community and, again, bring your tax dollars back home.
Schreier says the upgrades mean faster, safer rescues when every minute counts. Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson wants to crack down on so-called junk fees she says catch tenants by surprise. The Seattle Times reports she dropped a newly proposed ordinance on the desk of city council members this week that would limit fees landlords could charge. It's all part of the affordability platform Mayor Wilson ran on.
Everyone knows that home prices are out of control. And everyone knows that the rent is too high.
If passed, landlords could still charge for things like security deposits, utilities, parking, and late rent, but separate fees for pet rent, mail service, and using a common area would be banned. Landlord advocates say the city's making it tougher to do business, piling on 24 new rules since 2017, which comes to a new law every 3 months on average. A semi-truck lost a wheel on southbound I-5 just before 10:30 yesterday morning. It happened just north of the Mercer Street off-ramp. The Washington State Patrol says the runaway wheel damaged one car on the freeway, then flew off the freeway, hitting another vehicle in a building below. Troopers say remarkably no one was hurt, but traffic in the area was snarled for hours. Let's check out on Wall Street, Dow hitting a pause on the record run. S&P 500 and NASDAQ fall as chip stocks drop. Right now, the Dow down 220, S&P 500 down nearly 40, and the NASDAQ down 307. And now check out your KIRO News Radio traffic brought to you by your Seattle Mariners. Linwood to Seattle plan on 25 minutes. South 5 is crowded from Northgate into downtown. North 5 has improved from our last report. Slows just briefly between the Michigan Curve and the West Seattle Bridge. In Renton, our earlier backups north 405 to the S-curves have thinned out. Renton to Bellevue now less than 20 minutes. And Tacoma to Olympia, you've got a 10-minute delay. All of that delay is between Lacey and Olympia. Don't miss fireworks nights all summer, presented by T-Mobile. Next up is the 2000s Decade Show, July 17th. Get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks. All right, upper 70s and partly sunny through the afternoon. Increasing clouds this evening. We'll start Wednesday with isolated showers, turning partly sunny by the afternoon. Tomorrow's high closer to 72. And then cloudy starts and afternoon sun into the weekend with highs hovering in the mid-70s. Sunny and 64 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. We are very pleased to welcome Nate Connors on the show with us right now. Nate, thanks for sticking around.
Pleased to be here.
We're pleased to have you, although the topic we're going to discuss is not a happy one for me.
I don't think it is for most drivers.
most people.
Yeah.
The World Cup is now over. It's come to an end, and this glorious open road that we've all been enjoying over the Ship Canal Bridge, that's also going away.
It's been nice, hasn't it?
Hasn't it been nice?
Yes.
It's just been free and easy. This is what it should feel like.
It's true. Both of you are right, but it's almost comedically sad to say. Thank God we only have a congested morning commute.
Yeah.
Thank God we got back to the good old, too many cars, not enough roadway, the glory days of yestermonth.
Hey, you know what's been cool about this opening all lanes is you've got a taste of what's coming, the repair. Those 2 left lanes across the bridge.
It's an optimistic approach.
It is.
Nice.
Those are some sweet, sweet rides.
Those
two
no
interior
bumps,
lanes,
no
on the
cracks.
northbound.
It's nice. So,
It's very comforting. No, I'm not going to fall through that bridge.
Yes, it is. That's a good
It's
comfort.
never fun to look down on that road and
Drive
see the water.
easy, they say. Drive easy.
Right?
From the road.
Yeah. Remember how many little Band-Aids there were or patches across the Ship Canal? So, it's good to see progress, and all this headache does have a light at the end of the tunnel.
You're a pothole half full kind of guy. So you really are.
For our listeners who are going to be stuck in their cars, when does this start back up? When does the Revive I-5 kick back in?
Sure.
We're going to reach the second half now.
Yes. So Friday night, it's about 9 o'clock, they're going to start shutting down on and off ramps from I-90 to 45th. And then at midnight, all lanes of North 5 will shut down through Seattle between I-90 and 45th through the weekend. And then Monday morning when it reopens, the 2 right lanes across the Ship Canal Bridge will be closed. So this is going to cause an added headache that we didn't have before, and that is the Roanoke/Harvard Avenue on-ramp to North 5. Which about 10,000 people use daily. That major on-ramp, heavily used on-ramp, will not be available through mid-October.
It's the one I used.
It's the one I use.
From here, that's our on-ramp to northbound 5.
Right. Sure.
Anybody coming off Capitol Hill,
yep.
try to get northbound 5, that's your on-ramp as well.
Yes.
Unless you jump onto the express. Yeah, we could still go downtown, take the express lanes.
Yes. There's always a get-around. It's just
extra
wait. It's a wait-around for the get-around.
Right.
Sure.
So folks like us who use that after our shift to
daily commute,
to head north,
northbound,
you're going to have to hop on the express lanes or the main line.
Or you can drive up to 45th or something. Is that possible?
Yeah, on East Lake.
On East Lake.
Yeah,
right.
You have to cruise through the U district at that point.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean the easiest method is going to be gone, and that's for the balance of the year.
Right. So the Ship Canal, those closures on the Ship Canal is through the end of the year. Mid-October, though, you'll get that on-ramp back at Harvard.
Okay, that's what I was...
So how long does this project have left? They have it through. This is through the end of the year, but then they're going to be working on. Then they
switch to southbound.
Switch to the south side.
27.
Yeah.
And is that the whole year?
Yeah, the whole year, and it'll be mirrored like the northbound. We'll have lane reductions on floating back and forth from left to right.
Is there a halftime reprieve like World Cup gave us this year? Is there like a yachting regatta or something?
No, unless we can come up with something.
Can we schedule something for a few weeks?
It doesn't hurt to try. Won't hurt to try.
Well, here's a question though. So those roads, the southbound lanes, southbound 5 is going to be closed for 27. Two of the lanes are going to alternate, just like they
the
did
entire
on
year.
line. So the express lanes, are those going to be available for the
southbound 24/7?
Southbound 24/7.
Yep.
Okay.
So then,
So theoretically, if you do live in the North End, we're now going to see some of the benefits that the South End drivers have been enjoying.
Absolutely.
Having the dedicated northbound express lanes given solely to them. Because their traffic has been, like I was talking to one of our coworkers here who lives in the South End, and he was saying that his traffic during the Revive I-5 is a 20-minute improvement per day.
Oh.
Because
with the express
the
lanes.
dedicated express lanes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I got to give it to you, North Enders who come down, and that's all 3 of us actually.
Yeah.
A lot of folks have been making other plans to get through all this, without the express lanes, and you've discovered different routes. So hopefully you'll stick with those routes if it benefits you, and it'll open up, all that drive heading in.
A lot of people are taking 405. Like a lot of folks are just saying, "Hey, we'll happily pay the morning tolls or sit in that traffic."
And I'm glad you brought that up because on Monday you're going to see more congestion on 405, and it's going to start getting congested.
That's the way
South 5 again.
Yeah, that's the way it always is in this city. Is we're such a tightly packed commuter culture in town. Anytime one asset of our arterials is gone, the immediate clogging of every other way around, whether it's 99 or 405.
Yep.
When something shuts down at any portion, when they shut down 405, like the Coal Creek area has numerously times been shut down, 5 is a nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
Because that alternate is gone.
What are you guys doing with your, like, what is this adding to your guys' commute? Do you know
Well,
about?
for me, I get off at 7 o'clock at night.
You're right. So you're kind of heading in, you're in opposite direction.
Yeah. So I really, it's not going to affect me that much.
And then in the daytime, you're also coming in a little bit later, so you're missing that morning crazy commute.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm the one lucky guy here.
Spoiled as an age.
I got to say, it's working out well for me.
And I feel bad complaining because even though my commute's gone from 30 minutes to about an hour and a half, an hour and 15, some days it's a little worse. I'm speaking about the first half of this year.
Yeah.
I've got an additional 45 minutes to my commute, more than doubling my commute because of Revive I-5.
It's adding at least an hour to my commute every single day, and sometimes as much as an hour and a half.
Because you start a little further north.
I live way far north,
and you get all that congestion.
So I'm getting. So what I've had to do is I have started leaving. I'm up super early in the morning now, and then I'm leaving the house an hour and a half earlier than I was leaving. Which, does change the whole...
I start getting texts from you at 5-something in the morning.
Well, I used to do all the show prep. Like, I'd send it in around like 8 or something, and now I'm sending it in at 6 a.m. because I got to get on the road.
Don't I know it?
And that's the way... I know it. You're not seeing that. You're not seeing it.
Yes, ding.
You're seeing it. Well, silence your phone.
No.
Oh, I forgot. You don't know how to silence your phone.
I know
as is
how.
evidenced many times on this show.
I know how.
Wait a minute. This thing goes as a mute button?
You matter.
I appreciate that. I'm on your emergency list.
You
so
are.
anytime you get an email from me.
Yeah.
So
you
Jake,
and me and the ice cream delivery guy.
Do you stick with I-5 or do you go 405?
No, I go with I-5.
Okay.
Yeah, because for me to get over to 405, I still have to take I-5 for a good chunk of time. Or I take Highway 9 all the way to 405, and then that's pretty busy at that time of day as well.
Yep.
So if I leave early enough, I can make it work.
Yep.
But no matter what, I'm just still getting stuck in traffic. And it's always the exact same spot. It's
Okay.
always
So it's predictable.
It's very predictable, but it's always because those stupid express lanes are going in the one direction.
Mm-hmm.
And I've reached out to WashDOT. I've tried to talk to them, and they're just like, it's like talking to somebody who
just to remind you, the reason they do that, right, is because you've only got 2 lanes on I-5, and if those 2 lanes get, blocked by a collision for whatever.
It could be a life-threatening situation.
Right, and you've got, it's not, exactly, you need to have first responders able to get through. North.
What are they going to jump from the express lanes into?
Well, if they had, no, it's not necessarily that, but it's more so for the general public.
They keep saying that's the excuse that they gave to me too.
One life matters more than 255,000 inconvenience drivers every morning.
Think about it. If those 2 main lines shut down and the express lanes were heading south, you've got nowhere to go.
You got no way to get north with help.
I mean, everyone's going to try to trick or treat their way through the surface streets. Forget about it.
You're saying it's because people in an ambulance need to be able to get through that fast?
Not just that.
The accidents aren't happening because nobody's going more than 5 miles an hour, so I don't buy that.
Yeah, well, you know what? We've had collisions where you're down to 1 lane, and that is really close to 2 lanes being closed, and so everyone does divert to the express lanes.
I would rather the lanes be open.
Yeah,
I don't think I would be interested to look and see how many emergency responses they had in that first 10 months that they closed down.
That's a fair ask.
How many times they had to actually use that excuse? How many times that actually played out to justify keeping those lanes in one direction?
I'd remind them my grandma had a pillow on her couch that said, "When it's your time, it's your time."
There you go. Exactly. That's how I feel.
I'm kidding.
When it's your time, it's your time.
It was a plaque on the kitchen wall.
Give me my lanes. Nate Connors, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, so Friday morning. Actually, no, Friday night.
Friday night 9 after commute time. They'll start to make the conversion.
So basically, think of it like next week.
Enjoy the rest of this week is what we're telling you, folks.
That's it.
To hell. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around when we come back. Spike, what are we doing when we come back? Oh, this is this cool story. This is the rower.
The solo rower. So a woman set a world record, and we'll tell you what she did and what.
And you have a great question to accompany this. Yeah. What is that question?
If no limitations were on your life or your body, what's the one magnificent quest you would take on?
This is a good question. We'll get into that when we come back. Stick around.
Way to shine, Seattle.
It's pretty amazing. I want to just stop and take in this moment.
One of the world's biggest sporting events, and Seattle has been one of its biggest stars.
They are loving it in downtown Seattle right now. KIRO Newsradio's Jillian Raftery is among the crowd.
Have you seen anything like this before?
No, this is phenomenal.
Be proud, Seattle. From Seattle's home for news, conversation, and the city's biggest moments, KIRO News Radio.
97.3 FM, and mynorthwest.com.
Spike O'Neill here, folks. I've told you many times that I love to cook. Well, I'd love to cook for you, and here's what we're going to do. The folks at Aegis Living Ballard, their Ballard location, we're going to have a cookout on July 18th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We're kind of a cook-off. They pride themselves on the food they serve at Aegis Living facilities. Their president, Chef Dirk, and I are going to have a little cook-off, a one-on-one. The other chefs from various Aegis Livings are coming in to show off their culinary skills. It's open to the public. There's a free food tasting, free wine tasting. The Impalers are going to play a free show on the roof, little unplugged show, food tasting, wine tasting. AegisLiving.com/KIRO. Please join us July 18th at 1 o'clock.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, to get 30, to get 20, 20, 20, to get 20, 20, to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Are you finding it hard to stay cool in your home during hot weather? The issue is likely your window's poor quality and lack of heat deflecting technology. Adrian here, owner of Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Our windows are 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards and come with high-performance Sun Matrix glass, which can help keep the summer heat out. Combined with our Leak Armor installation, your comfort will be secured for a lifetime. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors, a name you can trust. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog. Well, they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Nick, you know what my dad always used to say?
Oh, which thing? Let me guess. If you put anything on a hot dog besides mustard, it's un-American?
Okay, that's true. Okay, but no, about the word worry. Remember he used to say about the word worry?
Yes, that it's not a verb, but it actually is.
I know it's a verb, but Nick, his point was nothing comes from worrying. You can sit here and worry about all the news and all about the chaos in the world. You worry about your health, but nothing comes of it. You have to take action.
Right.
Like, for instance, you and I, we go into Longevity Medical Clinic. That's an action. It's about taking that action. Like, people can go to Longevity Medical Clinic, take the free health analysis, and then they can find out how they're aging and the things they can do in order to slow down the process to have a big, full, rich life so you can enjoy a hot dog with whatever you want on it.
And now worry is a verb.
See, there you go. So it all starts for you taking action. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event this Friday, July 10th through Sunday, August 2nd. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event starting this Friday. Discover the D.R. Horton difference. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
Hi, I'm Marla at Sky Nursery with a heads up that gardening in July has its challenges. Seattle summer drought can cause plants to droop in just a matter of hours, and rabbits and aphids can get a little out of hand in your garden, especially if you have any travel plans this summer. That's where an experienced Sky gardener can make a difference with down-to-earth and sustainable solutions to all manner of gardening quagmires. After all, you deserve to enjoy a beautiful, thriving summer garden without having to learn the hard way first. We can help. Head to skynursery.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. This is a really pretty impressive feat. There's a rower whose name is, how do you pronounce her last name? Is it Kelsey Fendler?
Yeah, I think
the P
silent? Yeah, Fendler. Yep.
All right, so she's a long distance, like open ocean rower. And she went from California to Hawaii, and she did this in like record time.
She's
the fastest woman to ever do it.
Yeah, and the youngest. Which tells you why she was able to go fastest.
Yeah.
She's an incredible
She's
physical
93
specimen.
years old. No, just kidding. She's very young. What is she, like 25 or something? She's very young. Do we know how old she is? We'll find out.
Oh, she's 32.
32. Okay. She's 32 years old. Obviously, this is something you have to be. There's training that goes into this. You have to be very fit in order to. 43 days, 17 hours and 55 minutes. And she's out there rowing until she's only sleeping on did you see this story about this where she's like 2.5 hours a night she's sleeping?
And
or I guess in chunks. Maybe night doesn't even
night
count.
didn't matter. It was when the wind and current allowed her that it wouldn't detrimentally affect her journey.
Yeah.
She would read the oceanic charts. She had all this digital information. She was very dialed in digitally, electronically, I should say.
Yeah,
she had GPS. She knew what she was doing. She was the best in the world at doing this.
She gained a massive following because every day she would post a video about
many of them,
what she was doing that day. But so she was actually just deciding based on the currents and stuff when she could sleep.
She found a favorable current that would actually help move her along the course. She could stop rowing. She could take a nap. And no matter what time of day it was.
Wouldn't that be weird? To be out there in the middle of nowhere. Let's hear a little bit from her. And then we can talk
always
about
knew where she was. Go ahead.
All right. This is the Coast Guard. This is when she got visited by the Coast Guard.
And
sang her happy birthday while she was in the open ocean. This must have been like being on Mars and seeing somebody and just like the comfort of human contact would be overwhelming. But here's the Coast Guard singing to her.
Somebody finally figured out in the last verse there to get on the horn.
Hey, we've got a speaker.
Right? Isn't that funny?
What's this button for?
But they were about 50, 70 yards, I think 75 yards off her bow of her one-woman rowboat.
Yeah.
So, and it was a full Coast Guard cutter, but they were close enough to her that they could just sing over their voices and carry it across the waves to her.
I want to play this clip because it's a little bit long, but she recorded this right before she completed the trip. Again, 43 days, 17 hours, 55 minutes. She's within distance of Oahu, and she takes a moment to talk to everybody who's been following her along the way.
You can see land over there. That's Oahu right there. I can see it, and it can see me. I am in visual distance of Oahu. I can even make out buildings right now. Yeah. Happening. I just want to say thank you to everyone that supported this and cared about the journey and wished me well and believed in me. I couldn't be more grateful. And if any part of this made at least one person feel a little bit more powerful in their own skin, I couldn't ask for anything else, and I'm happy. Think about trying to find your own big, hard, scary thing. You might not think that you are strong enough to finish it right now, but you're definitely strong enough to start it, and you'll find everything else along the way. I'm gonna go finish my big, hard, scary thing. I'll see you guys on the other side.
Incredible. The second fastest woman, she's the fastest woman ever to do this. The second fastest was twice as long. took 86 days.
Jeez,
and that was back in 2020.
She was very fast.
She in half the time the other woman did to solo row across the Pacific.
You asked the question, you said, what will your quest be? James in Edgewood says he'd follow his favorite current band, No Cure, on their upcoming first headlining tour across the country, and he'd mosh or stage dive every night.
Well,
that's not quite
I can respect
personal risk.
Yeah, I walked a marathon, but so were 25,000 other people that day. The one big thing that would challenge you, I know you've got kids and you really can't think about, dropping it all to go hike. A friend of mine, 7 years old, wanted to go rim to rim on the Grand Canyon, that hike from rim to rim.
Did they do it?
Trained for 2 months, he and his wife. At 7 years old, they did it.
How long did it take him?
It's supposed to be a 16-hour walk. It took him 20 because he had a sciatic spasm and had to stop walking and he slept.
You had to sleep down there?
Under one of those, aluminum type blankets.
Yeah.
Slept on the trail.
Forget it.
And then
No,
woke
thank
up
you.
before they did it. They dedicated to the one big hard thing.
Good for him. That's crazy. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, afternoons 2 to 7.
So the places that you want to be throughout the entire year, you want to be in Vermont for the fall, you want to be in Washington, D.C. for the cherry blossoms, and then you want to be in Seattle for about 6 weeks to enjoy a summer that you will tell everyone is the most beautiful place in the world to be. For the World Cup happening right here, it's perfect.
The John Curley Show. Subscribe to KIRO News Radio on YouTube and watch live or later.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Since 1968, families across Western Washington have trusted State Roofing and Exteriors for all their home improvement needs. Hi, this is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. That's over 55 years of protecting homes, fixing what matters, and standing by our work. We've been here for generations. We're local, trusted, and here to stay. When you want a roof that lasts, and a company that does too, choose the team that's held to a higher standard since 1968. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line plan has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
A riddle brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What do your home and auto have in common? Progressive protects them both. It was an easy riddle. Learn more at progressive.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. Northwest News.
ABC News, I am Wayne Cabot. New chaos in the Strait. Iran attacking 3 commercial ships, warning America not to retaliate, sending oil surging. President Trump expressing frustration with the lack of help from NATO allies, meeting in Turkey. This as Trump signals his unwillingness to help Ukraine, saying the U.S. doesn't have a stake. Bill Taylor, former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine, on why Vladimir Putin has been hitting Ukraine so hard lately.
I think he is desperate. He's always, of course, dangerous. He's demonstrated that by this invasion. But he's in a pickle. He's in a bind. His soldiers are losing, actually, on the battlefield.
Bernie Sanders and Zoran Mamdani saying today Graham Plattner should end his Senate race in Maine after a new accusation of rape. 2 beams are buckling on the former Pfizer building being converted to apartments. The area evacuated. This is ABC News. Lionel Messi does it again at the World Cup, scoring another goal for Argentina. At the U.S. Open, American Coco Gauff defeats Jessica Pegula. ABC's Mike Dubusky says the next Olympics likely will include Russia.
Many more Russian athletes are likely headed to the upcoming Summer Olympics in 2028. This after the International Olympic Committee lifted a suspension that had only allowed a small number of Russian athletes to compete under a neutral flag. The IOC imposed that suspension following Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
A judge in Florida dismisses a lawsuit against Taylor Swift by a poet who says Swift lifted her themes. Kimberly Marasco named several songs, including The Man, which she says infringed on her poem Ordinary Citizens, which reads, "I'm running behind, you say it's his word against mine." The Swift lyric goes, "I'm so sick of running as fast as I can, wondering if I get there faster if I were a man." The judge says, nope, there's no copying. Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
A grim outlook for small businesses in our state. More on that coming up. But first, your KIRO News Radio traffic over in Kirkland, South 405. We're bumper to bumper between 116th and Northeast 70th, where we just recently cleared a disabled vehicle, had a couple lanes blocked. North 405 got a brief backup just north of 520. Linwood to Bellevue is going to take you a half hour. Linwood to Seattle, we're just under 25 minutes now. South 5 still crowded off and on from Northgate in the downtown. Now North 5 slows from the Michigan curve in the downtown. Tacoma to Olympia, we're looking at a 10-minute delay taking you 40 minutes. All that slowing between Lacey and Olympia. This report brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM. Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. A new report shows Washington's small business climate lagging behind the rest of the country. That's according to the National Federation of Independent Business. It found our state's small business optimism index came in at 94.5. That's 4 points below the national average and well below the historical norm. Labor costs stand out as the biggest concern, with nearly 20% of business owners ranking it as their top problem, double the national rate. The report's author calls the data a bright red warning sign. Now that the World Cup matches in Seattle are over, surveillance cameras in the city's stadium district have been turned off.
After pressure from other local leaders and police to turn them on and keep them on, Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson agreed to fire up the cameras during the World Cup only. Over the past 3 weeks, there were no major incidents near Seattle Stadium, a.k.a. Lumen Field, or in other parts of the city or King County. A relief to Sheriff Patty Cole-Tyndall.
I'm just grateful that all was fine.
Wilson says shutting the cameras down now follows through on a commitment she made last month that they would only be on while the World Cup was in town. As for their future, an independent audit of all police CCTV policies is expected this fall, and no new cameras will go online until that review is done and made public. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Zoom is buying a Seattle startup. Zoom says it has agreed to acquire Common Room, a startup that uses AI to help businesses identify sales opportunities. The company was founded in 2020 by 4 tech workers. Financial terms of the deal were not disclosed, though Zoom says the acquisition is expected to close in the coming weeks. The man accused in the 2020 shooting that killed Bothell police officer Jonathan Shoup now faces a third competency evaluation. KIRO 7 TV's Tyra Majors has more.
Prosecutors say Washington fired at both officers. They argue that even though he did not fire the fatal shot that killed Officer Shoup, had it not been for Washington's direct attack on the officers, Officer Shoup would be alive today. After yesterday's hearing, according to state law, there can be up to 3 periods of treatment to try to restore competency. Washington is expected back to court on July 22nd, so a couple more weeks. If convicted, he faces life in prison without parole.
A check at your KIRO News Radio weather. Upper 70s and partly sunny throughout the day. Clouds show up this evening, and it'll bring us isolated morning showers Wednesday, turning partly sunny and 72 tomorrow. Thursday and into the weekend, expect morning clouds, afternoon sun, and mid-70s. Sunny and 69 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. A lot of stuff to get to. I just ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Faster than I've ever eaten a sandwich before in my life.
Take a moment.
It's still going down.
Take a moment. For you folks who want to answer the question of the day, what's next for Seattle after the World Cup as it leaves town? Are we going to become the city that we were prior to the cleanup and the restoration of the city?
Yeah.
Or are we going to stay on this clean path, make the necessary steps?
We're going to be the sexy new Ozempic Seattle that got fit and a little hot, and now we want to build off that momentum, or we're just going to turn back to our old ice cream tub eating ways. I think that's what's going to happen, but we'll find out. You guys can text us. That's the question of the day. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line at 1:30 every day. We're going to give you a question at the beginning of the show, and then 1:30 we're going to get your responses, and then we can respond to those. So it'll be a lot of fun. So get those in. All right, we have a couple of stories in this segment that I think are going to speak to that very question about what's going to happen in Seattle. One of the stories here, this was really interesting. So we have one about taxing developers or actually like taking away some of the taxes that they have to pay in order to encourage new development. Mm-hmm. And then we have we have 2 stories about taxes. We have another story about junk fees that landlords put into contracts that Katie Wilson saying like, hey, these junk fees are no good.
She wants some transparency.
She wants some transparency, she says.
She says it's going to help to alleviate the cost of housing.
Yes.
Her goal is affordable housing. Both of these stories speak to the mayor's pillory goal of affordable housing.
Yeah. Will she get there? Will these actually do the opposite? We'll discuss that. But the story I want to start with here, this is really interesting. So Seattle Times has this story about Seattle public schools, and I'm gonna give you the actual headline because I was confused until I read it. Who was the villain here? Listen to this headline. SPS, Seattle Public Schools, asked city's homelessness team for help. The solution is illegal. So I assumed based on the headline that they were going to say there were too many homeless encampments at or near schools or somewhere related to schools.
Mm-hmm.
So the
and
SPS,
there are.
So SPS reached out to it's called the Unified Care. Is that what it's called? It's
Unified
called
Care Team.
Unified Care Team. So Seattle Public Schools reached out to the Unified Care Team, who then help them solve an issue because it's illegal for people to be doing illegal things on the sidewalk. I assumed that was going to be the culprit. When people are doing illegal things, then certainly I did not assume, reading the article, that they were suggesting that the school was doing something illegal. But, of course, this is the Seattle Times. And they like to keep you guessing so that you keep reading.
Do. Yeah. Remember that, because I'm going to bring that up in our next story as well. But go on.
Good.
Go on.
Good. All right. So here's what they say. Basically, Seattle Public Schools reached out to the city. They said near their Soto district headquarters, which is where Seattle Public Schools has their headquarters, they said that there was a RV camp and a bunch of homeless folks who were making it very difficult for staff members and their families to get to and from work without having to be inundated with all of the horrible things that you often see that accompany
public
some
drug
of these
use,
encampments.
public defecation, harassment to employees and family members.
People who are maybe having mental health episodes.
Tents,
doing
RVs,
things,
squatters everywhere.
Make it difficult for people who are just trying to get to and from work.
And an unsafe condition for the employees and their families for Seattle Public Schools administration building.
So according to the story, Seattle Public Schools reached out to the Unified Care team and they said, hey, how can we prevent these RVs that keep building up near our headquarters? And what they settled on were something called eco-blocks. Have you heard of eco-blocks before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so eco-blocks are fairly prevalent if you live downtown or you drive around town or you are often in downtown. They block rights of way for people who might want to park there. They block areas where people might pull an RV in.
Yeah, you see them all over town. They're those big, 8 foot long, 6 foot long. I'm not sure the specific dimensions, but they're like, 3 foot by 3 foot by 8 foot, or 2 by 2 by 6. Depending. They're big blocks put in place in parking spaces to keep RVs from habitually parking in various places where homeless encampments have notoriously, historically, been repeatedly. You sweep them away, they're back the next day.
So here's the piece from the Seattle Times. This is what they said. The Transportation Department confirmed that the school district did not get a permit for these eco-blocks, nor was it aware of the effort to place the eco-blocks. The school district, under the guidance of the Unified Care team, used public money to buy and place them anyway, in violation of city law. The total project cost the school system $26,400, the district said. The Unified Care team official coordinating the effort was an employee of Seattle Parks and Recreation, and the department didn't respond to a request for comment. So they're basically saying, like, Seattle Public Schools did something illegal in placing these eco-blocks, which are everywhere in the city.
They're banned by city law from putting eco-blocks into public thoroughfares, street spaces, because it's illegal to impede the public use of public streets. And just because someone is in an RV or a tent, that's not justification for the law that says you can't stop the public from using public streets.
And just to give folks some idea of how many blocks we're talking about, the Seattle Times gives us a little context from a University of Washington study. They said the number of eco-blocks in Georgetown, just south of Soto, now totals 2,400. And again, these are large. They block somebody from parking a vehicle there.
We've all seen them, and they're placed by often businesses or residents, but they're not permitted. The city will not issue. The city says they will not issue permits.
The city says they're illegal. You can
they're
be fined
illegal.
for them.
So no permit was requested by Seattle Public Schools. No permit was issued by the Department of Transportation because it's illegal.
But Seattle Public Schools, Seattle Public Schools reaches out to this Unified Care team official,
who's
and they say,
under the direction of Parks and Rec.
Here's what you guys should do. You should wouldn't you just assume de facto that you are now working with the city to prevent a problem that the city has been unable to fix?
I reached out to the appropriate, which is the Department of Transportation, which governs Parks and Recs.
Yeah.
And they said, what's worked for some people are eco-blocks. Now, I'm not telling you to put eco-blocks in. I'm just telling you, a lot of times people resort to eco-blocks, and we can't ticket these people because they haven't sought permit. We don't know who's doing this. We can't fine anybody. Fine for an eco-block is, first
$250.
offense is $500. I'm sorry, $250 first offense.
And then it doubles to $500.
Second is $500. Third, and all future are $1,000 every time.
Yeah.
And the city spent what, $26,000.
Yeah.
The Seattle Public Schools spent $26,000 placing these eco-blocks around the perimeter or the border of their Seattle Public Schools. We know they did it. Remember when the NFC Championship came to town last year?
They always do it when there's some spotlight,
right?
This speaks to that
the
larger
World
question.
Cup comes to town, right? When that area, the alley, Tailgate Alley, they called it, between the Starbucks headquarters. I was going to say the old Starbucks headquarters, but it is still the Starbucks headquarters
on paper.
They still have a room in mom's house where your lacrosse trophies are. And the stadiums, they cleared all those RVs away for those special moments when the cameras were coming to town, like when World Cup came to town.
Sure.
But from you, me, and the postman, average Joe taxpayer in Seattle, they don't enforce these laws.
Yeah.
And now the city of Seattle Public Schools, they decided to try to help their employees keep a safe environment.
Let me read you this statement from Seattle Public Schools. They say each time families and staff are greeted by scenes of panhandling, they're talking about when somebody comes to the headquarters, which they have to from time to time.
Sure.
Maybe you have a meeting there with somebody, an administrative official, maybe whatever. Each time families and staff are greeted by scenes of panhandling, open drug use, yelling, and instability, it communicates, intentionally or not, that the area is unsafe, and by extension that our schools and city are not doing enough, which is what a school official said. I completely agree with them. And the Seattle Public Schools is in a tough spot because if you have a city that's unwilling to deal with that problem, and yet you still want to be able to maintain your business and you still want your employees to feel like you can safely come to and from work without being accosted by somebody who's maybe having a drug episode or a mental health episode, whatever it might be.
Right.
What is Seattle Public Schools supposed to do? I don't understand they're between a rock and a hard place.
Well, funny you say between an eco block and a hard place.
Yeah.
So I would think that somebody like Seattle Public Schools, I mean, they are subject to these conditions, as are so many other businesses in that area of town, right? And the businesses have placed we mentioned the number of blocks that are in the downtown SoDo area.
Yeah, 2,400.
That's among just all residents, businesses, and Seattle Public Schools headquarters. I would think the city of Seattle should listen to Seattle Public Schools and say, look, we're going to give you guys an exemption, a permit for this.
But they're not doing that.
They're not doing that. But
No.
I mean, if I'm Seattle Public Schools, okay, well then relocate my headquarters. I mean, you want to save these public spaces, this roadway. You say it's illegal to block this roadway. We're part of the city government. We're Seattle Public Schools administration.
Well, here's a question for you. Who do you think that the mayor's office cares more about? Because now that's what the mayor's office has to decide. Katie Wilson's office is basically saying, here's what Katie Wilson's office said. No Seattle mayor has publicly endorsed eco-blocks as a strategy to resolve RV encampments. Wilson spokesperson Sage Wilson said in a statement that the mayor believes public space should be accessible to everyone. Quote, this is a core public responsibility that should be managed by the city for the benefit of all, he said. So they don't want these eco-blocks. So do they want... But we know that Seattle Public Schools is saying we can't continue to do business here when you have people who are having mental health episodes and drug breakdowns, and they're a danger to us in the community. And if they're not permanent residents, they're not paying to live here. They're just like basically panhandling on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Who are you going to choose? Who's Katie Wilson going to choose? The people in the RVs or the people who are running the schools? Who do you think she's going to choose?
Well, it sounds to me like the spokesperson for them who made this statement fell back on the no mayor has ever, blah, 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 blah.
So they're choosing the RVs.
Well, they're putting the people who are living on the streets in RVs or in tents dealing with addiction and mental health issues on the same level as the administrators we hire to run our school system in Seattle. They're putting them on equal footing on who has the right to that roadway.
Yeah.
A safe work environment for the employees of Seattle Public Schools or the people who are having, I mean, I know I'm not trying to be uncompassionate for those experiencing the homeless crisis.
Guy.
You know I am.
Nobody questions that. Yeah.
But first off, these eco blocks are there, and there's still tents there. I mean, there's no RVs, but there's tents entwined within these blocks.
Yeah.
Give the city the permission. Make an exception. They're not running a forgery, a brewery, a tannery, whatever it might be, a bar. I can understand where the city can't just say, well, take up all the roadway you want with eco blocks.
Who should you try harder to protect from this type of a thing than schools?
The people who are trying to help you run your schools.
The people who are trying to run schools. And not only that, I imagine there are children who at times with their parents end up coming to this location. I know this is administrative. This would just be their headquarters. So there's just, mostly adults and probably non-teachers working in those buildings.
Yeah.
But still, who's the city going to prioritize? It seems to me like they are prioritizing the panhandlers and the people who are homeless and the people in the RVs.
Well, if they're not prioritizing, they're putting them on equal footing with the people working for the city to help make sure that the residents get the kind of educational experience. And it's a practical reality of the situation, this unsafe situation.
Yeah.
And also the perception that you can't keep schools safe. You can't keep our kids safe.
They can't. The city passed that ordinance, right, where they said like some of these encampments, they can be closer to schools because they say we're running out of space to place these things. So they eliminated the distance required that they be from public schools. It's very clear that they don't see them as a threat to any parent any parent, I guarantee you. As much as you might want to support anybody who's going through a tough time,
Sure,
and whatever
be
it might
empathetic,
be,
compassionate, sure.
all the compassionate stuff.
Yeah.
Your priority is going to be your kid, 100%.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry that person's on the street. I'm sorry that they're living like that. I don't want anybody to live like that. I hope they get the help that they need. But you're going to prioritize your kid and their ability to go to school, and you want to protect them from those environments. And right now, the city finds itself. This speaks to that thing we were talking about earlier, the question of the day, whether or not Seattle's going to return to pre-World Cup condition, or are they going to use this as a springboard to say, hey, you know what? We got really lucky, and we got halfway to a clean slate. Let's embrace this, and let's keep it a clean city. But I don't think they're going to do that.
Well, there's a quote here from Bill Curley Hackett, who's the Curly Hackett sounds like he's a rodeo guy. Bill Curlin Hackett, former director of the Interfaith Task Force on Homelessness, he points out that these eco blocks don't cure the problem. That they don't keep people out of RVs. That's not the goal here. The goal is to make sure that the Seattle Public Schools administrative building is a safe and welcoming environment for the city's employees who are serving the city's citizens.
It needs to function as it was designed. It's not designed to be street housing.
No,
it's designed to be the public school headquarters. And the city needs to decide who they want to support.
And if it moves the RVs to a different part of town, okay.
Yeah, then move them.
We'll address the issues
what?
of
They got
homelessness.
wheels. They're kind of designed for that.
Right, exactly. And we need this building to be a safe, welcoming, reassuring work environment.
Ridiculous. What a ridiculous story. All right.
As is the next
one. I'd love your thoughts on this. So Seattle Axe's plan. This is another Seattle Times story. In Seattle, they have something called I was unaware of this, but they have something called the mandatory housing affordability fee. So anytime you want to build a new multi-family units construction, anytime you want to, they have these different zones that they designate. Anytime you want to build an apartment building, something like that, all we hear all the time is that housing is at such a premium and there's no housing and I believe that. I believe that it would be great to have more housing.
Yeah. Affordable housing.
So what they decided to do, and this started back in the early 2010s, I believe.
Yeah, during the tech boom.
Yeah. They said, what we're going to do is, because we have so much construction, literally you could not swing a dead cat without hitting a crane in Seattle at that time. Yeah. You don't see that same thing right now.
The crane is the official state bird.
You're right. And there was people made jokes about it, but that's because it was true. There were so many cranes. And so what they decided to do is they tacked on this, what was the fee called again? The mandatory housing affordability fee. And the way this works out is you either dedicate, depending on the size of your project and the zone that you're trying to build in, you either dedicate somewhere between 5 to 11% of your units in that building to affordable housing, or you can pay a fee of per square footage. And again, this is all dependent on what type of zoning you're in. So some areas of the cities are more expensive.
Right, because they were building these high-end residential places.
Yeah.
And they said, that's great for all the new employees during this tech boom coming to Seattle, but we've got an affordability of housing crisis.
Yes.
So either you allot for some multi-use buildings with some, assisted living, or Section 8, I should say, assisted, residents in your building, or you pay a fee to help us build them elsewhere.
Somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah. And so people decided that was something that they could live with at the time because they had a boom in business.
Yeah, it worked.
Now that boom has gone away.
Yeah.
And we have seen now that those monies have dried up. So in 2022, they said 1 year that program brought in about $83 million. Since it launched in 2010 or somewhere, when did it launch here?
I think 2010. I think
2010-ish.
The mid-10s.
Mid-10s. It's brought in about $350 million through this MHA requirement, mandatory housing affordability fee. And it has contributed to 5,000 affordable homes throughout the city. But that money's now drying up because it's very expensive to build. And so somebody said, there's a couple different groups here, but one of the groups said, hey, it'd be really great. What if you guys gave us a little bit of a cut on the fee, like an 80% reduction, and it can encourage us to start building more?
Yeah.
And those talks were going pretty well, and then they just shut down. And now the mayor's office is basically, and everybody's saying like, well, this fee's not going to happen now. I mean, the fee's going to stand.
Right. They were looking at adjusting the market.
Yeah.
To encourage building, because we can't live under the conditions of a white-hot real estate market in the mid-10s that gave us this pool of money to build affordable housing.
That doesn't exist anymore.
People can't afford to build anymore. Yeah. And maybe this relief would help encourage more people to build some housing. And just more housing helps the affordable housing issue. It doesn't have to be assisted Section 8 type housing.
More housing makes everything cheaper.
Yeah.
More options makes everything cheaper.
And it doesn't say why Does it say why the talks were called off?
I have ideas about that. We don't have time to get into all this. Oh my gosh, I wish we had more time on this. It's a very interesting thing. They feel like, basically, I'll just sum it up really fast, then we got to go to break. The people who benefited this from, which was the low-income housing developers, they get money from high-end developers who are not low-income housing. They basically went to the city and said, we don't believe that we're going to get just as much money if you lower the threshold for taxes, because there's going to be this big boom. We don't believe that's going to happen. So we'd like you to keep the fees high where they're at right now. And somebody from the upper end housing who's paying all these fees say, well, okay, well, if you're interested in new housing and you're telling us we're going to have all these fees, we can build elsewhere. We don't have, like, zero is what the number could be. Maybe it's not 80% deduction. Maybe it's just you get nothing. Yeah. And you look at a city like Bellevue. Bellevue doesn't have this fee. Bellevue will give you, if you want to donate some of your housing to low-income housing, they'll give you 12 years tax-free. So it's an incentive. It's not a penalty. But Seattle does it different. And now they're losing a ton of money. So we'll see how that works out. But anyway, those talks are shut down and housing's tough. All right, we got your question of the day coming back. We're going to answer a bunch of those. Thank you guys for sending those in. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
Seattle on the world stage in prime time.
It doesn't get any bigger than World Cup than this.
Seattle was made for this.
Seattle is the soccer city to have.
I'm so happy that people came together.
It's pretty amazing.
I mean, it's just great to see America fall in love with the world's game.
KIRO News Radio's Jillian Raftery is with the fan. She joins us live.
The energy here is electric.
Way to shine, Seattle, from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Hey, Jake Skorheim here. After a mild winter, which I do enjoy, forecasters are predicting above average temperatures this summer across Western Washington. So if your home is struggling to stay cool, your attic could actually be the culprit. Poor insulation or no insulation in your attic can account for up to 40% of the heat gain in your home over the summer. That puts a load on your air conditioner and it leaves you sweating. Fortunately, Valentine Roofing, the team in the red van, they've got you covered. This summer, you can bundle energy-saving attic insulation with a new roof and save 10%. That's better comfort, improved energy efficiency, and less strain on your cooling system. Thousands of homeowners have trusted Valentine Roofing for roofing, attic insulation, and complete home protection because every project comes with the Valentine experience. Seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, and extra mile service. Plus, with no money down on your project, you don't pay until it's done. So call 206 Roofing to save 10% when you bundle a new roof and attic insulation. That's 206 Roofing. And remember, when you see the red Valentine van, you know your home is in good hands.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. Get a free oil filter and more during the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone, now through July 27th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Have you ever really thought about what happens when you can no longer care for yourself?
If you're not prepared, it's like they just ship you off to a nursing home and you may not even have considered all the options that are available to you.
After retiring, Vic attended a free seminar with elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayach at LifePoint Law, and it changed the way he planned for his future.
He talked about not running out of money, not being a burden to your family. Those are two kind of basic principles that are obviously important.
So what's Vic's advice?
You have to have a plan. You need a running start. You need to be able to understand the system. I would encourage people to consider getting educated. Rajiv has a lot of knowledge, a lot of practical experience that can be helpful.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Federal Way on July 7th, Bremerton July 9th, Everett July 11th, or Bellevue July 18th. Space is limited. Sign up at lifepointlaw.com. lifepointlaw.com.
Nick, you know what's a great thing about going to Longevity Medical Clinic as a couple?
Oh, I absolutely do. When they tell you to do something, you actually do it.
Right. And the same thing with you when they tell you to do it, because for some reason, when I tell you to do it, you're like, whoa.
I just walk away and roll my eyes.
Exactly. But the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic, the doctors there know, because we do the blood draw and they look and they can see, they know, they hold us accountable.
Yeah, when I'm under pressure and I know I'm coming in, I know I have to work the program.
Right. Plus, we also want to hold each other accountable for how we take care of ourselves because, we want to have a long, healthy, happy life.
I know. I want every day to torture you as long as I possibly can.
Well, I look forward to it. Here's the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic. They're working with you. They're holding you accountable because they want you to have a long, healthy, happy life. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Law enforcement leaders here breathing a little easier now that World Cup matches are over in Seattle. Jose Marenco is with the King County Sheriff's Office leading its Special Operations Division. Tells KIRO 7 TV they made it through 6 matches with no major safety concerns.
No, there wasn't really a whole lot going on. It seemed pretty tame. People were in really good spirits. People were having fun. I believe people felt safe, and that allowed people to just be themselves.
Biggest issue, he says, illegal drone use after the FAA set up that no drone zone around the stadium on match days. Closing bell now. Stocks closing lower as chip stocks fell and the price of oil climbed. NASDAQ lost 302. Dow down 131, pulling back from its record high and closing below 53,000. S&P 500 off 33 points. America's biggest airlines say they are investing more in luxury perks for high-paying customers. ABC's Sherry Preston reports.
American, Delta, and United Airlines all say they're pumping more money into premium seats and experiences on board, including sliding glass doors, cocktail bars, and soundproof relaxation pods for those in first class. Some say it's more proof that travel is strikingly different for those in the expensive seats versus the economy seats. Delta CEO Ed Bastain telling a recent podcast, "We can't win by providing the cheapest seats. We win by providing the best."
Zoom is buying a Seattle startup. Company agreed to acquire Common Room, a startup that uses AI to help businesses identify sales opportunities. Company was founded in 2020 by 4 tech workers. Financial terms of that deal were not disclosed. And Molly Moon's Ice Cream is heading to Northgate.
According to the Puget Sound Business Journal, the Seattle-based chain will open its 13th shop next spring inside a new apartment building at Northgate Station. Founder Molly Moon Neitzel says the store is going to be designed for year-round business. There will be a large indoor seating area and what she calls cozy desserts on the menu to draw in customers during the fall and winter months. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
And we turn now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
Thank you, Aaron. In Kirkland, we've cleared our earlier collisions on southbound 405. Linwood to Seattle, a 20-minute drive. South 5, we're crowded into downtown. But you're cruising at the speed limit through most of this. North 5 slows just prior to the West Seattle Bridge now into downtown. Tacoma to Olympia, we're down to a 35-minute commute. We do have a new disabled semi, however. South 5 at the JBLM main gate blocking your right lane. And then more slowing between Lacey and Olympia. If your travels take you to the Hood Canal Bridge this afternoon, we're seeing big backups, 3 to 4 miles approaching the bridge from recent marine crossings, and we've got another one scheduled in about 25 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. We have mostly sunny skies today, highs in the mid to upper 70s. Chance for some light drizzle tomorrow, then back to the mid-70s for Thursday and Friday. Right now, 70 and mostly sunny in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. We got our new thing we're doing on the show. We're trying this out. We hope you guys enjoy it. We certainly are loving some of the responses. We're going to do a question of the day, and we start the show posing you a question today. Yesterday was the final World Cup match in Seattle. It was a phenomenal turnout, beautiful, even if the team didn't get the result that they wanted.
Right. The only thing that went wrong was that game.
The only thing that went wrong was the outcome match of the game. Yeah. Yes, or the match, whatever you call it.
I'm learning.
You don't need to learn it. Soccer's dead to me.
I'll see it in 4 years. No,
I got so frustrated at the end of the game yesterday. It's like, call me when the NFL starts.
There was a countdown.
Yeah.
3 weeks to the summer camp. Yeah.
It's fun. I mean, it's still a fun sport to watch, but it would have been so great if Team US would have made it further, but they did not. So let's get past that. And the question of the day that we asked today was, can Seattle build off this momentum, or will they fall back into their less than stellar ways that the city has unfortunately become known for, which is, they got a lot of problems. We did the story yesterday with 37% vacancy rate for businesses
and
in
the
downtown.
Lost tax revenue that brought?
Lost tax revenue, the desire for more taxes on people, which we know is coming from the mayor's office, the desire to not clear things. We did the story earlier. Seattle Public Schools is having to literally put up eco-blocks illegally because they're trying to keep RVs away from their headquarters in SoDo. And now the city is saying, like, hey, that's not right. You can't block people in RVs from being able to do their thing.
They have the same access to public spaces as you do.
As you guys, because they're the same as you guys. So
I'm going to turn off the security cameras. Now the games are over.
Day one, they turn off the security cameras. Yeah. So we asked the question to the audience, will Seattle return to their evil ways, or will they use this jumping off point of getting hot before the reunion and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to make this a permanent life change, and I'm going to try to get better. And so we asked that of you guys, and we got a ton of responses. Do you want to start off with some of these, Spike?
Sure, and I'll start with 206, which is, I think, what we all hope for. Mm-hmm. It says, let's keep that new car smell.
That's right. That's right.
We all hope
it's
that's
better
the
than
case.
The previous smell that Seattle became known for.
No one wants to see a reversion to reverting back to the bad policies and the inactions that led us to what we had to fix to be ready for a national audience.
Dave in Olympia says, Jake, I have absolutely zero confidence that the city will stay the way it has been during the World Cup. I 100% think that it will go back to the terrible crime-ridden acceptance of drug use bleep that it was before. And no, they will not have the resources because all of their policies are there to push out big business, etc.
We mentioned earlier that the city was able to count on, and the county. The city was able to count on.
The whole state got an influx of cash.
County resources, state resources, federal resources that help come in and additional security, additional cleanup, additional equipment. All those things are going away now. So
Seattle dedicated itself out of their budget, I believe, something like $32 million to extra stuff to make this area desirable for people. And the whole idea was, somebody comes and visits, and they like it, and they go, what a world-class city. This is amazing. I want to come back and spend money here. I want to build a life here. But can they keep that up? And the answer, remains to be seen.
Well, and again, we put on a great show for the world.
Sure.
By all accounts, by so many different assessments, Seattle was the number one host city
Everybody
for World
kept
Cup
saying,
in the United
look how
States.
great.
So now that we've put the postcard out there, and the city can maybe expect an uptick in tourism, in visitors coming to the city, right?
Even just, the thing is, they don't even have to do that. What they could also just do is just become a city where people who live locally, not even tourists from out of town, we don't need to count on tourist dollars, which we're only really going to get in the summertime.
Right.
You could just become a city where people want to live and do business.
Well, we have to have both of these things.
Tourism would be great, but that will happen if you just have a clean city. If you focus on the people who live here.
We're getting to the same result here, yeah. But to your point, it's got to be also a welcome, enjoyable experience for the people who live here.
Yes.
Who pay taxes that we shouldn't have to count on state and county and federal money to have a city that's worth visiting, that's safe to visit.
I got, here's another one from 206. Seattle will go back to pre-FIFA days. The homeless will come back into town again, and we'll struggle with the same city issues that we had before. I would hope not, but we've seen it before.
Doug in Mount Vernon says the city's going to let out the girdle, take off the toupee, back to the comb over.
That's pretty funny.
And given the indication we've seen from the mayor, you know, with the already announcements, I mean, the cup's been over for, 12 hours?
Yeah.
14 hours in Seattle, maybe?
Shut the cameras off.
Shut the cameras down.
Yeah.
You know, last week
Which
it was
the
announced.
Police want, by the way.
They
police
want
those cameras.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Here's a good one from 206. I thought the city did better for kickball than I expected, but I didn't realize what control that the feds and FIFA were going to have. Amazing what we can do when we have competent people in charge. You know what? That's a really good point. For the last many weeks, you have had, I think, a combination of, they said, like 50 different agencies. And, you know, you have like a FIFA governing body. You have the FBI. You have all these different things who are in town actively trying to make this a nice place.
You betcha.
That's strong leadership.
It is.
And when that all goes away, you're left with Katie Wilson.
Yeah, and Police Chief Barnes is left to work within the perimeters.
He works for Katie Wilson,
right? Within the parameters of her guidance and what she'll allow his law enforcement team to do.
There you go.
253 says, I bet it'll be just like Major League Baseball All-Star Game. About a month before the event, a bunch of unhoused individuals will show up one day with tents on RVs in a vacant lot next to the old burned-down 7-Eleven on Rainer Avenue South. Within a week after the event, they'll all be gone. And Soto Downtown went back to the way it was. Am I reading that right? Did they write that right?
I think they're saying like they were all kind of put in a certain area and then they dispersed back into the city.
Well, that's what the Central District was saying, or not Central, the CID, Chinese National District, was saying, you know, you just pushed all the homeless community here to keep that little Pioneer Square corridor nice and showy.
Yep.
And now they'll all just flood back into that area again. So out of sight, out of mind was the closing thought from 253.
Mark in Port Townsend. Unfortunately, the city of Seattle will revert back to the way things were, or even worse, now that World Cup activities are over. Most of the unsightly elements of the city were just swept under the rug, pushed into the other neighborhoods, while the city's primary World Cup hub was put on display to the world. The bulge under the rug will be displaced back to where it was before. The politics that support compassion first, sanctuary policies first, will be remagnetized and will continue to attract those suffering from social illnesses back into the city. This mindset in the city of Seattle is the curse and where the ugliness of the city is allowed to fester. Kind of bleak, I know, and I pray that I'm wrong, but the city's more recent history speaks for itself.
253 echoes the sentiment. Says, I expect Seattle to go back to where it was a month ago. My expectations for all our state politicians are to disappoint at the highest levels. Is there any, so I guess the next question, and it's not the question of the day, but is there any way to avoid that? What's it going to take? What kind of wake-up call? What kind of messaging? What kind of demands do we need to make from this city government to not let us go back to not slip back?
Well, Fernando, listen to what Fernando says. Fernando says the city overall is a really clean city. The ambassadors are all over the place making sure that it's clean. Fernando's not wrong, but that money being spent is still extra money. That's still money that they invested. FIFA is, the tournament's not over. They still have watch parties going on.
Yeah, they do.
So they're still invested in making sure that those stay safe and usable for a short time more.
Next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? We can enjoy Seattle.
Enjoy it for 2 weeks. But the policies, we're already seeing the policies come back. And unless there's a dramatic turn down a different road that they have not taken before, then it sounds like the general consensus is that it's going to quickly go back to what it was.
Well, hopefully there's a window of review and assessment that's taking place right now with regard to the King County Regional Homeless Authority, with regard to the city's audit on camera use. Maybe there's still time to see common sense, to see the light.
You You got skinny, Seattle. You got thin.
You look good.
You're looking good right now. Don't lose it. Hold on to it as hard as you can. All right, when we come back, this is a fun topic. There's a general thing now where you're not supposed to date your coworkers.
Yeah, it's kind of
HR steps in and they say, hey, you're not
banned in
supposed to
some
date your
places, right?
Where do people supposed to meet? Because there's a new article talking about you should date your coworkers.
Really?
We'll talk about it next. Stick around.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear G and Ursula, weekdays 9 to noon.
What if your boss knew exactly how desperate you were for money and used that information to decide how little they were going to pay you?
To have an algorithm to pay people as low as possible? How low can we go? This has always been a thing for companies.
Because that is essentially a warning on what's called algorithmic wage discrimination.
Watch live or later on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel.
On Saturday, July 18th, Aegis Living Ballard is going to have an open house. We're going to have a cook-off between myself and Aegis Living President Chef Dirk. He's a great cook. I think I am too. Aegis is going to invite the chefs from numerous locations around to one open house July 18th at 1 o'clock at Aegis Living Ballard. There'll be a wine tasting, a food tasting of all these incredible dishes prepared by Aegis chefs, $2,000 in raffle prizes, and to kick it off, we're going to have a live set from Spike and the Impalers, free of charge, on the rooftop deck. It's going to be great. That's July 18th at 1 o'clock at Aegis Living Ballard, aegisliving.com/KIRO for more information.
Hey there, Dawn Riding with Olympic Hot Tub. Make this the summer you start to relax and feel better right in your own home. During our All-American Soak, Swim, and Sauna event, enjoy liberating savings on a saltwater hot tub, swim spa, or sauna, with up to 3 years to pay for it interest-free. A soak or swim under the stars, a sauna after a long day. Celebrate feeling better today. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
Need a new roof now? With State Roofing and Exteriors, you can get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. That's right. Protect your home now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Wow, Sarah, these window coverings are gorgeous. Did you guys do this yourself?
No way, it's all Hunter Douglas. My local expert came to our home, brought samples, and helped us see everything in our actual light, then measured perfectly and handled the installation.
If you're planning a remodel, moving into a new home, or simply ready to elevate how your space feels, Westco Blinds, your neighborhood Hunter Douglas expert, offers custom, beautifully crafted window treatments thoughtfully designed for life. Whether it's blinds, shades, shutters, or drapes, our products fit your windows perfectly. And with smart home options, you control the light and privacy with a tap or on schedule. Hunter Douglas window treatments are an investment in quality, backed by a lifetime limited warranty and ongoing support from your trusted local expert, Westco Blinds. Call now to schedule your free in-home design consultation. Call 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Progressive Insurance. Progressive can protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, RV, and more. In short, a lot of things. Bundle today at progressive.com.
Best Mortgage is proud to be the longest-running mortgage company on KIRO Radio. For 34 years, they've been giving honest advice you can trust as your VA loan and reverse mortgage experts and debt consolidation specialists, too. Just web search Best Mortgage.
Hi, I'm Marla at Sky Nursery with a heads up that gardening in July has its challenges. Seattle summer drought can cause plants to droop in just a matter of hours, and rabbits and aphids can get a little out of hand in your garden, especially if you have any travel plans this summer. That's where an experienced Sky gardener can make a difference with down-to-earth and sustainable solutions to all manner of gardening quagmires. After all, you deserve to enjoy a beautiful, thriving summer garden without having to learn the hard way first. We can help. Head to skynursery.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. One of our coworkers sent us this. This was a funny story. Also kind of creepy that they sent us this. They thought we would enjoy it. The headline is "Go on, date your coworkers." Can you imagine getting an email from a coworker? This is "Go on, date your coworkers."
I'm not sure he's even allowed to send the email, let alone the idea.
I guarantee you he's not allowed to send this email. We won't say who it is, but it's creepy. But the article is very interesting. It's written by, it sounds like it's an advice column from somebody whose name is Miss Kelly. The title is "Go on, date your coworkers." And the gist of the article basically says you're missing a very fertile ground for possible love connections with people that you work with, because these days it is frowned upon. According to this piece, only 16% of U.S. workers went on a date with a colleague last year. That number was 40% in 2009. So almost half the dates that somebody might have been going on could have been with a coworker. What is it, 17 years ago? 2009?
Yeah.
And now that number is down to 16%. I imagine it's just going to keep getting less and less. And I mean, you spend so much of your time at work. Where else are you going to even have time to meet somebody?
That's fair, because and when you think about it, the people that you work with, you have similar interests.
Yeah.
You have similar experiences. You're in the proximity of you. Have you ever heard the stat? I took some sociology courses in my earlier collegiate efforts, and the likelihood of there's so many billion people in the world. You've got 3 billion people to date from. But you're more likely to date within this age range. You're more likely to date within this geographical, blah, 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 blah. So basically it comes down to, there's 8 people in your life you're going to meet that are going to be worthy of you becoming
That's a small number.
Your odds really aren't as good as you think. So eliminating the workplace seems like a crazy thing to even contemplate. But I will say this, the reason that those numbers have declined so much since 2009 is because there was a real awakening, I'll say. The word woke is in there somewhere. Of the dangers of workplace dating and the possibility of exploitation of relationships and environments and power structures within employment groups. I mean, those issues which had, I think, taken place for years and years and years.
You're talking about like a Mad Men situation.
Yes.
You got somebody chasing the secretary around who feels inclined to go for it because...
Or someone's road to growth in the job place, promotion in the work environment. Maybe... Yeah.
Is dependent on if
whether
they'll
or not
have a dinner date.
Or if you shut down a relationship with somebody, you may have blocked off any opportunity to advance your career.
I think this is a huge mistake. I think that's people being too worried about. I mean, I'm
sure those things have happened.
Here's what I would say. Like, as parents, we're very worried all the time. As modern parents, that we're so aware of stuff these days. We're like, oh, you can't let your kids walk down the street because somebody's going to abduct them.
Can't let your kid have the phone in the room after dark at night because God knows who's coming into your kid's phone in your room.
Well, but the odds are, the phone thing I agree with, but the odds are with the abduction stuff, There's a million ways now. I mean, if you look statistically, that's happening far less than it was when you and I were like young kids.
Right. It's just covered more.
It's just covered more. We're just more aware of it. So like with a story like this, where you have like, the worry of like workplace, a boss forcing a coworker to go on a date. Yes, that's not a good thing. But for it to just like completely disappear forever, like that just should be a good rule. Like you shouldn't date somebody who works for you.
And there are policies in place in a lot of work environments where you're not allowed to commingle with your staff.
But with coworkers, this is so silly because like a young person who's just out of college meets another young person who's just out of college and they both have the same boss who they can't stand. They already have something in common. They work in the same place. They have similar lifestyles probably because they're coming to and from work at the same time. The flirtation that happens at work is also a fun thing. Work can be boring as heck. Not our work, obviously, but like other people have boring work. And it's fun to kind of flirt at work if you're not paired up with somebody already. I met my wife here.
I know you did.
That was a tricky situation because I had to figure out, how do I contact her? So I didn't have her number. How do I contact her? The only way to do it was through company email. But I was like, am I allowed to send her a company email, like asking her out on a date? And if she doesn't reciprocate, now I'm basically like trapping her into an office where she feels very awkward about me for the end of time. But now we have 4 kids, so whatever, it worked out.
It worked out great for you. So the article recommends that you should go ahead and pursue these relationships.
Yeah, they said
there's far too much opportunity or a chance you might miss the person you're supposed to be with.
Like you said.
Because they're a coworker.
Your range of people that you actually run into in life that are good matches.
Much smaller. Now how
don't let them get away,
right?
Don't let them get away. All right, so go for it. If you have any stories about meeting somebody at work that did work out well or poorly, hit us up on the text line. Let us know. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Right back.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, afternoons 2 to 7.
All they care about is whether they make money. You could see it. When Trump was out of office, they lost money. Trump comes back in office, they make money. Fox stock goes up, MSNBC goes down, CNN loses viewers, they lose money, everybody's unhappy. They need people to fight.
The John Curley Show. Subscribe to KIRO News Radio on YouTube and watch live or later.
Jonathan here from DUI Heroes. Summer's a time to celebrate, but also a time when DUI arrests go up. Please be safe out there and don't make the mistake of drinking and driving. But if you do make that mistake, DUI Heroes is here for you to help get your life back together. We defend you, the person, the human, during the traumatizing and stressful time of going through this. That's why we call ourselves DUI Heroes. Because when the odds are stacked against you, you need a hero on your side. So get your free case evaluation at 1-800-DUI-HERO or DUIHeroes.com.
There's a sink at the brink and a drain that's a pain.
DayandNight.net. Slow drain? Backed up toilet? Call Day and Night to save $100 off any drain cleaning.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. From a slow drain to a major backup, no drain is too big or too small. Whether we're your first choice or smart second opinion, I guarantee our experts will solve any drain problem, day or night.
Now get $100 off any drain cleaning.
DayandNight.net.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-822-1490. That's 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel you attract people who tend to be compulsive or abusive?
Do you have money problems because of someone else's drinking?
Are you afraid or embarrassed to bring your friends home?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
More than half of all adults have a family history of alcoholism.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too. Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
I was walking my dog, I fell and ended up with 3 tears in my meniscus. I was sent to a surgeon and they said the only way to get this fixed is to have surgery. That just wasn't an option. I didn't want to jump into surgery without trying anything else.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. We offer Jamie an alternative to the downtime and potential risks associated with invasive knee surgery. At Sound Pain Solutions, we help patients like Jamie avoid the side effects of painkillers, cortisone injections, and pain following surgery. Our comprehensive approach includes treatments like pressure wave, PRP, and advanced laser. These treatments reduce pain and restore mobility naturally. Now Jamie is able to do everything she enjoys without pain.
I'm grateful for being able to wake up every day and not be in pain. To be able to go about my day has been amazing.
Schedule a free consultation to learn if you qualify for our non-surgical and drug-free joint treatments at soundpainsolutions.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. You can't walk and you can't drive in a bustling part of Manhattan right now because of a skyscraper under renovation that is slightly leaning. The upper floor beams buckling at the former Pfizer building. Mayor Zoran Mamdani.
The NYPD has instituted a frozen zone from 40th to 45th Streets between 1st and 3rd Avenues. These streets have been temporarily closed off to both pedestrian and vehicular traffic.
Mamdani is joining fellow progressive Bernie Sanders in urging Graham Plattner to end his Maine Senate campaign after a former girlfriend accused him of entering her home and raping her. Iran firing on more ships today in the Strait of Hormuz, one of them a Saudi tanker, the kingdom demanding reparations. Just now, the U.S. is revoking its license that authorized the sale of Iranian oil. Oil prices back above $70 a barrel. Stocks fell on Wall Street. S&P down 33. This is ABC News. He's been in the hospital for weeks, the longest-serving Senate leader in history, and it's unclear why.
Amid a slew of online rumors about his health, some of Mitch McConnell's colleagues now say they've spoken with him by phone. John Thune, who succeeded McConnell as Senate Majority Leader, says the two had a lengthy and substantive conversation yesterday. Republican Whip John Barrasso says his call with McConnell lasted roughly 20 minutes and that the 84-year-old was fully engaged and is eager to get back to the Senate. McConnell's been hospitalized for more than 3 weeks for reasons that still have not been disclosed by his aides.
ABC's Stephen Portnoy. If you pay for a window seat, there ought to be a window, says a passenger who is suing United Airlines. Today, a California judge denied United's request to dismiss that lawsuit. United says that a window seat really refers to a seat located in relation to the cabin aisle, not an actual window. Lionel Messi scores again for Argentina, his 8th during the World Cup. I'm Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
Coming up, an update on surveillance cameras in Seattle's Stadium District. That's after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Let's start you down in JBLM South 5 at the main gate. Your right lane is blocked by a collision involving a semi. You're backed up to Thorn Lane, about a 2 to 3 mile backup here. We're up to 50 minutes now between Tacoma and Olympia. A little more crowding as you head into Olympia. Up in Canyon Park, we've got a collision north 405 at 527, blocking that left general purpose lane. As you head into Seattle on southbound I-5, we're slow from 85th to I-90. Gets pretty thick as you approach the Ship Canal Bridge. Linwood to Seattle's at a half hour. North 5, you're slow just before the West Seattle Bridge into downtown. And Bellevue to Renton on 405 is a 20-minute trip, but we are seeing building volumes between Southeast 8th and the Renton Landing. Everywhere else, we're looking pretty good. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Now that the World Cup matches in Seattle are over, surveillance cameras in the city's stadium districts have been turned off.
After pressure from other local leaders and police to turn them on and keep them on, Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson agreed to fire up the cameras during the World Cup only. Over the past 3 weeks, there were no major incidents near Seattle Stadium, a.k.a. Lumen Field, or in other parts of the city or King County. A relief to Sheriff Patty Cole-Tyndall.
I'm just grateful that all was fine.
Wilson says shutting the cameras down now follows through on a commitment she made last month that they would only be on while the World Cup was in town. As for their future, an independent audit of all police CCTV policies is expected this fall, and no new cameras will go online until that review is done and made public. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Downtown Seattle Association says deactivating the cameras makes zero sense. They say it'll make it harder for police to solve crimes. Search is on for a man who authorities say posed as a Seattle City Light employee and stole more than 400 feet of copper wire. KIRO 7 TV's Tyra Majors reports Gregory Wayne Galitsik did not show up for court this morning.
Prosecutors say the stolen wire was worth about $1,000, but the repairs to the damaged streetlights are expected to cost nearly $100,000.
And the city says ratepayers will end up footing the bill. More than $1 million in federal funding is coming to strengthen King County's air support units, including its rescue helicopters. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has details.
The investment will improve the helicopter's transmission and electronics, increase lift capacity, and provide more reliable search and rescue flights during floods, landslides, and other disasters. King County Sheriff Patty Cole-Tyndall says the entire state benefits.
We have responded to rescues in all but 2 counties in the state, and we are one of 3 counties that even offer hoist rescues.
The sheriff says the funding will keep families safe from the Cascades to the coast. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Washington could soon require financial literacy for every graduating senior. State superintendent's proposing a new course that would teach students about loans, credit, financial aid, and other money-related topics. Class would also cover civics and career or college planning. The proposal is part of a broader review of state graduation requirements that could be taken up by lawmakers next year. To your forecast now, mostly sunny skies this afternoon, highs in the mid-70s. We're looking at 70 degrees and sunshine in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. Hopefully you guys are having a great day out there. Beautiful weather. Did you see the forecast coming up? Do you see what we can expect for the next 10 days or so?
Sunshine. Look, some clouds.
Sunshine, pretty
nice. Not a drop of rain.
Not a drop of rain.
70s, maybe 80s. Yeah, summertime, Seattle.
I think the high that I'm seeing is 81 next Tuesday. So that's fine. I don't mind 81.
You know what, though? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They have no idea. It could be locusts and frogs falling from the sky next
totally
Tuesday, right? I trust that
next week. You're right. These meteorologists.
I love how your next 30 days are always in view. No, they're not.
There you go.
No, they're not. Come on.
Thank you.
Just stand in
front
of your green screen.
Thank you.
Wear a nice tailored suit.
You're right. The best
designer shoes with white soles, whatever it takes.
Look out the window.
Right.
And look up. That's all.
Is your face wet? It's not raining.
It's not raining. You're 100% right. All right.
Never took a lesson.
We got a lot to talk about. We want to start with some more reaction to the World Cup loss yesterday, only so I can foment about the snark and the glee from those in Europe and Belgium, which I can't fault them for. That's the cost of losing a game.
Well,
the winners get to make fun and they get their day. That's totally fine. I'm fine with it.
We had a nice discussion yesterday about President Trump's involvement.
Yeah.
The way he interjected himself into the controversy
which I still support, by the way.
I know you do, but I think part of the world's reaction to the USA getting just wiped by Belgium yesterday, I think President Trump's actions had a lot to do with that. I saw a commentator from Europe who said, look, this...
You think the U.S. got lost because of Trump?
No. I'm saying the world's nanner karma reaction to the way the U.S. got dealt with yesterday. A lot of people around the world are responding.
Finish your point, and then I'll give you a counterpoint.
I saw a commentator from Europe, and I couldn't tell if it was English or Irish, his accent. But he was saying, look, this was a moment when half the world should have been rooting for the USA, and half the world probably should have been rooting for Belgium in this match. It's got nothing to do with what happens on the pitch. Nothing at all. He goes, but it felt like, from their perspective, from their audience's reaction, the commentators they saw, that the entire world was rooting for Belgium yesterday because of President Trump's involvement in asking the president of FIFA to review the red card call.
Sure.
And all he did was ask for a review. A lot of different things have been come out in the wash since this whole thing came down. But the fact that the Belgian players after the game were mocking President Trump's little dance.
I have no problem with that.
All that thing.
I have no problem with that.
But that was only because of his actions. Because
here's my response to that. They hate us because they hate us. That's honestly, we cannot appease them because we're Americans. And they this.
You loved us though.
Listen,
up until yesterday.
Yeah, you loved us during the World War II.
Well, I meant just World Cup. They loved us. We were great. It's a great tournament. It's a great venues everywhere. No country on earth is better prepared.
What did we hear constantly from visitors to the United States?
That's what I'm saying.
What did we hear about America?
Ranch dressing.
We heard America's nothing like it's depicted in all of our media.
Right.
Nothing like, which means that even before the Trump call, they were depicting America as villainous. Even before the Trump call. So they're just this is their MO. This is what they do. I have no problem with it because whatever, that's fine. That's like they played a game, they lost.
Yeah.
I'm still glad that he called. I'm glad that FIFA reviewed it, just as I am totally fine with FIFA reviewing and overturning the 4 other red cards for the different various teams that they did during the qualifying matches leading up to and for matches during the tournament. I'm fine with that for like star players and things. But do I really care that Europeans are rooting? Do I really think they're rooting against America because of the Trump call? No, I don't think so.
That's what they're saying.
Of course they would. Of course they would say that. But they were already saying negative stuff beforehand. So they're just like continuing with the negativity. So what's different?
I think America was getting a really good review of World Cup 2026
from tourists in America talking about how cool America is.
Yeah, absolutely.
But from all the people still in Europe, which is the people we're highlighting here, this is what they said in the Brussels Playbook, a morning newsletter. They said Belgium got the last laugh. This is what they said on the Europe Express, the Financial Times of Belgium or something. Sporting justice was served while you slept. The Prime Minister of Belgium, apparently who has a very active cat on Instagram, posted a video. And again, I'm fine with all this stuff. I don't care.
Sure.
Posted a video that says, I slept so well. You too? And it's a picture of the cat hugging a Trump plushie with the Taylor Swift's Karma playing in the background. Their defense minister apparently posted, our defense is better than yours, with the background song of ABBA's The Winner Takes It All. That's a great song, by the way.
Winner Takes It All,
The Winner Takes It All. Yes, very good song. I have no problem with these things, but I think the argument that like suddenly, because Trump crossed some line, they're suddenly rooting for America in a way that they would not have otherwise.
Completely rooting for Belgium, you mean, yeah.
Rooting for Belgium, but rooting against America.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're right. Rooting against America. It ignores the entire history of like the European Union, who all the time... Name one thing that Trump has done, one thing that the European Union was like, hey, this guy's really killing it. He's doing awesome. Like,
there is any.
Well, there's nothing that he's ever done that they're even happy about. Any of the wars that he's been instrumental in helping stop, any of the pieces in the Middle East, they don't seem to comment on those things. And I know you're laughing about it, but I just the idea that they
were in our corner before the phone call.
That's what I.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But here's the thing: as Americans, we're independent. It's baked into our DNA. We literally told England, pound sand. We're breaking away.
Yeah, we are.
We're independent. We're revolutionaries. We don't care about their support. Right. We don't want it.
Yeah.
So the idea that we care at all, that they're making fun, that's what happens in sports. And I'm fine with it.
Well,
I'm totally fine with it.
Ducey made a point yesterday. This will become part of U.S. World Cup lore forever.
Sure.
This will be, this will go down in the annals of World Cup sport. You know, Trump's call, blah, 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 whatever.
I wish it would have worked. I wish it would have worked.
Well, it worked. It's just I wish they would have played up and won.
Well, if they won,
I don't think
I would have said it worked.
The call had nothing to do with the outcome of the game yesterday, but clearly because the players weren't up to the level of the Belgian players.
Here's a paper from Spain. Soccer still has antibodies against injustice. I can't do a Spanish accent, but still has antibodies against injustice. In Iran, a pro-Iran. Here's the thing. Just remember, these are the people that they're all aligning with. Listen to this. This was a Seattle Times piece. They highlighted this. A pro-Iran account that makes anti-Trump videos using artificial intelligence generated
videos?
You know this?
No, I've seen the Lego videos.
You know that's pro-Iran?
Sure.
Yeah. Lego Toys weighed in, posting a video with the lyrics, "FIFA bent the rules, still got sent home fools." I just, I don't, does this move you in any way with these folks? Are you feeling aligned with them? Or are you just feeling like, you know what? You guys are making fun of the U.S. team. We lost. That's fine. Someday, can we dominate this sport? Absolutely. Someday.
Maybe.
Someday.
Someday.
But until then, we don't care about it.
Fair enough.
If we're not winning it, we don't care about it.
That's the thing I'm most afraid of.
No, we're going to care about. Obviously, it's a great sport.
It's a
I'm
great
joking.
Sport.
I watch soccer all the time. I enjoy it.
You know, there's an article in the Times today, and I wish I hadn't closed it out. There are like 32 new soccer fields in Seattle and the surrounding area.
More than that.
That were put together by World Cup.
Yeah.
The World Cup, FIFA World Cup 26.
Yeah,
right?
There's a lot. Let me pull this up. There are 50. I believe it's 52.
Is it 52 new fields? Okay.
Let me see here. New soccer fields, a lot of. I can't find the exact number. There's a bunch of new fields.
But the point being, there's that the long-term effects on World Cup in Seattle.
Yeah.
Are we hope that the local governance isn't going to just screw that up, but we should be able to reap some long-term benefits from World Cup coming to Seattle. Was the point of the article that they said.
We'll see. I mean, the odds are that this will. I mean, you look at like all the investment that they did in something like. You remember when Beijing hosted the Olympic? Was it the Summer Games? It was.
Beijing was the
Michael
Summer
Phelps.
Games. Yeah.
You remember all the infrastructure and all the investment that they did, the billions and billions of dollars. Didn't like a lot of people die in like the rushed building of all those sites?
That was
was that
Middle
Russia?
East. No, that was the Middle East.
Was that Qatar?
Qatar. That was Qatar. That was the labor used to create the venues for Qatar. That's why America was the perfect venue, perfect location for a World Cup.
Yeah, because we
all
don't
these
use slave labor.
Cities, we had pre-existing wonderful infrastructure for a tournament the size of the World Cup.
But when
Beijing hosted the Olympics, didn't they put up fake buildings? Remember that? They would put up scaffolding and hang 3D printed or had printed facades.
So it looked
like
they had a developed, beautiful city.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
That makes
somebody check. You know what? That makes total sense.
That's what they do.
I would believe that in a second. I don't even need to check. I just believe you.
Yeah, no, it's factual.
But do you remember like the big the Bird's Nest? That beautiful stadium.
Yes. Yeah.
So they
Ghost
put
town now?
Yeah, they put in all this investment, and then within 10 years, the thing is basically falling apart because it's too big to be effectively used and cleaned and maintained.
Right.
It's too expensive. And so they can't keep all those things up. I'm happy that they built some new soccer fields. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, for community use. I'm not saying they didn't have to build stadiums. We had those. They injected investment in the community to promote the future of the game.
But is it going to be this permanent fixture here where people look back in 15 years and go, "You remember the World Cup? Like, let's go visit all the sites where the World Cup was." I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think. I mean, they didn't build any giant infrastructure.
No, it didn't have to. No.
They got Lumen Field.
Yeah.
Which is thankfully going to be called Lumen Field again.
We can stop calling it, right? Yeah. The deal's over, right? Yeah.
But I think a lot of people are just going to go home.
You're still here? It's over.
No.
Go home.
Go home.
Oh, that's great.
Go.
All right. Laura reminded us, I have completely lost this, probably because I'm on the losing end of this, but apparently you and I made a bet about toilets. I'm going to play this audio.
Oh, good. This was the $400,000+.
These are the $465,000 for toilets.
Yeah.
The Thrones.
I don't remember what the bet
company
was. I'm going to play this clip, and then I might have to eat my words. As soon as World Cup goes away, the interest in them will completely die down. They will go away, and within 2 weeks of the end of World Cup, so it's going to be by mid-August.
Okay, a month after.
Maybe a month after.
Okay.
I give it a month after.
So what do you want to bet?
How much? A lunch? You want to bet a lunch?
No. It's, I'm thinking Costco 30-roll pack.
A toilet paper?
Yes.
Done. Yeah,
there you
great.
go. We both, something we can both.
I totally forgot that we bet toilet paper.
What was the? I'm not clear on what we talked about.
Was the bet that the toilets are going to go away? Because right now they're contracted to be there for a year.
Yeah, right.
And the bet's that they're no longer going to be sustainable.
We don't know. We don't know where we are yet. I mean, it's not over yet.
Okay.
We got watch parties scheduled.
So this is still a bet that's ongoing.
Yeah, nobody's lost anything.
I don't have to pay you up toilet paper yet?
No.
Okay. I got some in my car. I'm happy to do it.
So do I.
That's where I keep all the extras. I buy it two at a time.
That's why I know I'm rich.
When you have
I have a Costco
2 slabs.
I keep one in the back of the car. Every time I open up the hatchback on the car, there's a full rack.
Well, listen, we're like in a lot of traffic these days,
right?
You just got to be safe.
That's a sign of wealth.
Better safe than sorry. Sometimes I'll open it up when I'm somewhere I want to impress people. I go, look at this.
Look at this, right?
Double ply.
Did you do that during the pandemic?
Did I hoard?
You remember? Was it
Larry
David? Yeah.
He's a COVID hoarder. Let me see if I can find that.
That's great.
Larry David, COVID hoarder. I can't find it.
It's okay. We made the point.
Did you hoard?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't.
Here it is.
Before I got a chance to know him as a friend, I was just a fan. I wish I had one more chance just to tell him how much Lost in America resonated with me.
Oh, it's Albert Brooks as a COVID hoarder.
Oh, my God. Albert Brooks is a COVID hoarder.
Look at all that toilet paper.
And Purell.
First responders could have used all of that stuff. Why are people in that closet?
Wait a minute.
You're sitting over there with a closet full of toilet paper?
Have you no shame,
Unbelievable.
Have you no shame?
Did you hoard? What did you hoard?
No, I just.
Come on, give me the truth.
I wasn't really
it's
a
just
hoarder.
You and me. Let me Connie Chung you.
Sure.
Just you and me. What did you hoard?
I bought in excess of. I actually lied to a grocer.
What?
When I bought 3 5-packs of Clorox bleach wipes. I lied to a grocer and told him that I was buying for the elders on my for the elders on my street. He said there's a limit of 1 per customer.
And you said,
I said, look,
please, sir, can I have some more?
No, I said, look, my neighbors are elderly. I have several elder neighbors, and they're not leaving the house. So I'm kind of making a communal run. I'm going to distribute these among the houses on my street. He goes, okay. I lied through my teeth. I stacked all 15 tubes right in my closet.
Did you feel bad about that?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Because you felt like it's necessary to save my life.
You're
like, if I have to lie to this grocer in order to save my family's
what I'm
life,
willing to do.
I'll do it.
He's lucky I'm not pulling a Walking Dead on him.
Did you ever just go back in a bunch of times and buy stuff? Because that's how people got around it. They would just they would leave and then they'd come back.
I didn't, because I've got pretty much a good relationship with my local grocer. Even at Costco, they know my face.
Now they knows you're a liar.
Now he knows I'm a liar, yeah. I can't even give it up. I think it's been long enough. Maybe he doesn't remember. He said to me, he said, there's a limit on those. I'm like, well, let me explain to you why I'm a better person than that.
Can you imagine being put in that position? Where he has to be the police on who buys how much stupid wipes.
That's what I remember lines in front of the store at 6 a.m.
Ugh.
When there was going to Costco, you remember those days during the pandemic when Costco got a shipment on Thursdays?
Yeah.
Pre-opening of there was a line around the block.
Pokemon cards.
Right, Beanie Babies.
What do you guys get? Is it Pokemon cards? No. We got wipes.
Wipes, yeah.
2 per customer.
That was it. They put a cap on, and they should. But do you remember those people had the carts with 20 packages of toilet paper on their cart?
Yeah.
Really, folks? I mean, really? Yeah. What are you having, bean dip? Come on.
I have no problem with the hoarding of the toilet paper. I have no problem. If somebody wants to get in there early and they want to buy it, that's great. Also, why did we have toilet paper shortages?
Supply.
From
supply chains.
But what?
From the Great White North. From the pine forests of Canada.
Is that where we get our toilet paper?
Most of them, yeah. Pulp mills, yes. Processing plants, yeah.
And it happened that quickly?
Sure.
Is it like farm to toilet? That's how fast toilet paper is made? You're wiping yourself with right now was a tree 48 hours ago. I just don't believe that's the case.
This was making oxygen out of carbon 48 hours ago, and here it is today in your bathroom.
Isn't that bizarre? That the
artisan wipe.
The chain broke down that quickly?
No, but it did globally. Everything. Supply chains were gone.
It's weird.
Ships were quarantined off the coast. Remember the blockade of Los Angeles Harbor? Like hundreds and hundreds of supply ships couldn't come to port.
What was the blockade about? I do remember that. That was a big, like, that was
It
a
was
big...
about the spread of the disease, of the virus.
No,
Yes.
there was a labor strike or something.
Well, they could.
Wasn't there a labor strike?
I thought it was. I'll go back and research, but I thought it was because of a potential exposure and a quarantine situation from goods coming in from abroad during the unknown days of the pandemic. We had the benefit of hindsight now. At the time, we had no idea really what we were dealing with. That was one of the problems. We had to figure out how to solve a problem we didn't really understand in real time. That's
combination of surging pandemic-era consumer demand and widespread COVID-19 infections among dock workers and truck workers.
Yeah. A work labor shortage because of illness.
Okay.
Increased demand because of consumer paranoia.
So people didn't have it. There just weren't enough people to unload toilet paper.
And one lady in mind buying 28 packages. That lady bought 5 years worth of wipe in one trip.
Well, God bless her. Smart lady. Smart lady. All right, we got a lot more coming up. We got there's a new work zone thing that's kicked in. Was this July 1st that this kicked in?
This new law started July 1st. We spoke to Chris Sullivan a while ago about that it was coming down the road.
Yeah.
This new restriction on your ability to break the law and the consequences.
New restriction on your ability to break the law.
That's the wrong way to put that. We warned you of consequences.
Yes.
For a violation of the law that's now no longer a warning. It's here.
It's here.
And Sully will tell us all about it.
Sully's going to explain it to us. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Way to shine, Seattle.
It's pretty amazing. I want to just stop and take in this moment.
One of the world's biggest sporting events, and Seattle has been one of its biggest stars.
They are loving it in downtown Seattle right now. KIRO Newsradio's Jillian Raftery is among the crowd.
Have you seen anything like this before? No, this is phenomenal.
Be proud, Seattle. From Seattle's home for news, conversation, and the city's biggest moments. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM and mynorthwest.com.
Hey, Jake Skorheim here. Buckle up. It's going to be a hot summer. And if you have poor or no insulation in your attic, you could be losing up to 40% of your energy efficiency in your home. Fortunately, Valentine Roofing, they've got you covered. This summer, you can bundle energy-saving attic insulation with a new roof, and you can save 10%. And with no money down on your project, you don't even have to pay until the project is complete. So call 206 Roofing to save 10% when you bundle a new roof and attic insulation. That's 206 Roofing. And remember, when you see the red Valentine van, you know your home is in good hands.
Spike O'Neill here. If your loved one's caregiver is planning a vacation or just needs a break, why not consider Aegis Living Respite Care? A short-term stay that provides 24/7 expert care, Aegis Living amenities, and peace of mind for you and your family. Go to aegisliving.com/spike to schedule a visit today.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates this weekend only. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit Bucky's.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson wants to crack down on so-called junk fees. She says catch tenants by surprise. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more.
Her new ordinance is part of the affordability platform Mayor Wilson ran on.
Everyone knows that home prices are out of control. And everyone knows that the rent is too high.
If it passes, landlords could still charge for things like security deposits, utilities, parking, and late rent, but separate fees for pet rent, mail service, and using the common area would be banned. Landlord advocates say the city is making it tougher to do business, piling on 24 new rules since 2017, a new law every 3 months on average. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Mayor delivered her proposal to City Council just this week. 2 men face federal charges in what prosecutors call a pharmacy burglary spree across western Washington. Prosecutors say Kumsa Wakira of Seattle and Justin Young of Renton were linked to 17 pharmacy burglaries and attempted break-ins from Kirkland to Chehalis over less than a year. Prosecutors say the pair targeted controlled substances, stealing thousands of prescription pills in some cases. If convicted, they could face decades in federal prison. Law enforcement say no serious safety concerns during Seattle's 6 World Cup matches. Jose Marenco is with the King County Sheriff's Office, leading its Special Operations Division. Tells KIRO 7 TV they didn't respond to any scenes of violence or medical emergencies.
Everything went well. We were super lucky that nothing big happened. I think we were prepared, but I think that's kind of what happens when you over-prepare.
Says the biggest issue were people violating the FAA's no drone zone around the stadium. Meantime, World Cup tourists found out just why nowhere competes with summer in Seattle. KIRO 7 TV meteorologist Nick Allard says match days in the city saw perfect weather.
For all those out-of-towners that say we're, wet and gloomy all the time, a high of 79. The average daily temp, where you take the high and the low and you average them, was 68, which is perfect. And then the highest day was 91. That was really hot. The lowest high temperature was 64, and we had rain on one day, 0.09 of an inch, but that was in the morning on a day when the matches were in the evening, so no problems.
Can't beat the upcoming forecast either. We'll have that for you after Nate Connors at the Real Time Traffic Desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Up in Canyon Park, we cleared that collision north 405 at 527. It's been pushed mostly to the right shoulder, still sticking out just a tad there in that right lane. In fact, I'm seeing drivers move over as they approach the scene just to be safe. You're backed up to 522. Bellevue to Linwood has about an 8-minute delay. South 5 into Seattle jams up at 50th to I-90, 25 minutes from Linwood. North 5 at the Michigan curve. Looks like we may have a new blocking problem as traffic jams up there. South 5 at Interurban Avenue through Tukwila. We've got a new crash blocking 2 left lanes, including the HOV. Bellevue to Renton on 405 is a 25-minute trip. Southbound 167 is heavy south of State Route 18. And at JBLM, we cleared our collision South 5 at the main gate. Tacoma to Olympia, though, is at 55 minutes right now, but will now start to improve with that collision out of your way. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Fair skies and pleasant weather all week long. Overnight lows in the mid-50s, daytime highs in the mid-70s. Right now, 71 and sunny in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. Happy to have Sully on. Spike, you reminded me earlier that he was going to be on. You said, hey, it's going to be Sully time.
Sully time.
I was thinking that might be a fun new segment for the show. Anytime Chris is on, it's called Sully time.
Sully time.
Sounds like kind of jovial and fun.
We'll have to talk to Hammer.
We'll get some
he may
music.
he may have patent pended everything that's something time.
Are you going to wear Sully pants?
I could. I used to wear those back in the day. By the way, just so you know, I used to wear parachute pants.
Sully pants are actually just shorts.
Yeah, they probably are. They're just really balloony around the thighs.
By the way, federal parody law allows me to make a jingle for Sully time.
Okay, good. Okay, very good. Well, we can go for it. I didn't want to step on Hammer.
Right.
You don't want to hurt him.
All right, let's talk about this is an interesting one. This is about work zones, cameras surrounding work zones, the distance that a camera can be from a work zone where you could still get a ticket for a work zone. Explain this to the people, because I was shocked by this.
Okay, so I think the reason I'm doing this is because I'm trying to I believe, shatter an illusion or an assumption that many of us drivers may have about how these cameras work. About a year ago, the Department of Transportation rolled out mobile work zone speed cameras. They attach basically to a trailer. They can go on an SUV and they can be anywhere at any time. They moved them around. They started with 5. If you've driven the Ship Canal Bridge during the closure, you've seen it on northbound across at the very end of the Ship Canal Bridge many days during the last 6 months.
Yeah.
So these cameras, the idea is they're trying to cut down on work zone crashes, trying to keep people in those work zones alive, because this is this is speeding in work zones is a problem, especially at night, and so this is the way they're going to combat it. So these work zone cameras are pretty simple. They can roll them out anywhere. They put up a sign that says speed enforcement, camera enforcement is underway. Here's the speed limit, and the state law requires that workers be present for when these cameras are active. Usually when workers aren't there, they take the cameras down. Like if you were on the Ship Canal and a camera wasn't there, the sign would still be there. So there was still the threat of you getting a ticket.
But it's similar to a school zone camera.
Correct.
If the light's
flashing, right, that's the thing. But it comes to what does when workers present really mean and what assumptions drivers might have. And the reason this came up is we've had a couple people reach out to, like John Curley and G. Scott, friends of theirs, who got tickets recently, ironically, both in the same construction zone on Highway 18 from Tiger Mountain down to I-90, where they've rolled out this camera. And they're like, why did I get a ticket? There was nobody here. I mean, where were the workers?
Right. No worker, no fine.
No worker, no penalty. Why did I get this citation?
And that's a huge work zone.
Yeah, it's 2 miles long.
Yeah.
And so I started doing a little research and trying to figure out, because I want drivers to kind of understand what the playing field is. And here's the thing. That work zone could be 100 yards. It could be 100 miles.
You're speaking metaphorically.
This is I mean, there is no proximity language in any way, shape, or form as it relates to this program. All there needs to be is one worker somewhere in that work zone, whether you see that person or not, and that counts as a worker is present. So, for instance, that 2 mile long work zone, they were working under, above, to the sides, all over. You may not have seen that worker, But that they only need one worker inside that, and they don't need to be anywhere near the camera.
So let me ask you,
just somewhere in the work zone.
So you're driving up by 18 and all that construction that's happening. 2 miles away, there might be somebody who's doing anything.
Correct.
20 miles away.
100 miles away.
If a work zone sign is posted, you've entered that ticketable work zone space?
Correct. And until it says end of construction. They don't need to be anywhere near the camera. They don't need to be visible. They just need to be there. Now, the State Patrol does review every single possible citation, and whether or not workers are present or is part of what they call their evidence package as they determine whether or not to give a citation. But I think a lot of drivers, and I was one of them, had kind of had the false assumption that, I got to be paying attention to workers right around the camera. No, I just got to slow it down over the entire work zone regardless whether I'm near the camera or not, or whether I see people or not. Because think about the one we had on the Ship Canal Bridge. Where was it placed? It was at the very far, far, far north end of the construction zone.
Yeah.
Why? Because they couldn't really put it anywhere else because of what they were doing and where they were working. They didn't have it in the middle of the bridge because there wasn't any room for it.
Where the workers were.
Correct. So, and it was all, and I thought it was kind of like, well, is that fair? That's right where we're accelerating past 50 because I could see the 60 mile an hour sign a quarter mile away, but the camera was at the far north end where maybe nobody was. But so it's just, the assumption that you may have had as a driver is wrong. If there's a camera, or if there's not, the sign says there is, and here's this, you can get a ticket anywhere in that zone, whether or not you see workers or not.
So it's probably safe just to assume if you see a work zone, just go slow.
And that's the bottom line. I mean, I'm not trying to get people out of tickets here. I want people to understand that there's nothing related to distance or anything really. It's like you go in that zone, you see the camera, you should be slowing down anyway.
Yeah.
But here's the reason you probably got a citation if you didn't see workers, because there probably was one and you just didn't know it.
And those citations, I mean, I've seen the signs. It's double the fine, right?
You get a ticket, it's going to be $125. You go through a second time, it's $248. And through the first year of doing this, the State Patrol has issued 77,000 tickets for speeding through work zones. But now there are no more freebies. So that's a ton of people speeding through work zones.
And we're talking about this posted sign, the beginning and the end of a work zone.
Correct.
And is there any kind of state restriction on how big the work zone can be?
No.
For any particular job?
No.
So
if you've driven through Spokane,
I was about to say, you could put a sign up at the I-90 bridge, work zone, and in Spokane, end of work zone. You got the whole state covered.
Well, there got to be codes there. It's got to be an active work zone. They're still. They're not out there designed to screw you. I don't believe. Wow. But there is the possibility. You look at one of the spots is on I-90, right there, getting into Spokane by Geiger, right there by the airport on the west side. So they're through that construction zone,
which is like a 4-lane highway, 5-lane highway.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting thought. So we've had in the news recently, we've talked about Ferguson and the Office of Financial Management projecting economically how bad things are going to get for the state. Ferguson saying, hey, agencies, just letting you guys know, we're going to have to tighten the old belt and look for new sources of revenue. Probably he's going to tax people. I look at something like this and I go, they are incentivized now to get as many of these tickets as possible. If you had Spike, and I guess before you told us that 77,000 number, there's no way in a million years I would have come up with 77,000. I would have said maybe a tenth of that. I would not have said 77,000. Were you shocked by that number?
Floored.
Do we know what the number was before they introduced these cameras? Do we know what the number of speed zone tickets were prior to the cameras?
In terms of,
like how many issues?
Kind of apples and oranges, because at that point, I could go back and ask State Patrol how many actual people were pulled over and then ticketed. Yeah. But that was the mechanism before automation.
Was physically watching someone speed through a work zone. Manpower.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. So, but now
I bet you it wasn't a fifth.
Probably not. But there were, tons of people speeding.
I'm not saying that the people were right to speed. What I'm saying is, you watch now as all of these ways that they're going to come up with, like getting you for every little thing. Like you said, if a work zone now can be 2 miles to 200 miles, technically that's probably never going to happen that length. But they're looking for new ways to make money because this state's in a bad spot. They're not going to be
This money, though, under the law, is earmarked specifically back into like highway safety programs and things like that. Though, knowing the legislature, they'll probably find a way to get it into the general fund with another right of the pen.
Why don't they just take it just like they did all the what do they do with the police and fire chiefs?
Oh, the pension plan.
Yeah,
just kind of
that was originally not supposed to be general fund, and now look at where it's made.
And
its
let's
way.
not also forget that about 18 months ago, maybe a little less than that, maybe 2 years ago, they implemented a pilot project for non-work zone speed cameras, automated cameras, to try to test how many. And they were, I mean, one was on I-5 up in Skagit, the other one was on I-90 east of Spokane, and it was like bang, bang. They were
everybody speeds.
And again, there were no tickets issued during that, but it was a pilot project to make this not just work zones, but everywhere.
2 points.
Potentially.
2 points I'd like to make. It's good to reduce speed
I
for
agree.
work zone. It's a good thing.
Yeah, I agree.
If there wasn't a problem, they wouldn't have gone to these systems with cameras. The second is, this is the season for work in Washington.
Yeah.
So you're going to see work zones everywhere this summer. And as Sully tells you, slow down. Tickets are coming.
Yeah.
Assume there's going to be a camera there.
So that's the thing. Just as WashDOT told me for this story, just assume that the zone is active. And if they say there's a camera, believe them. You don't
have to see a worker.
No, you don't have to. But that is factored in as the State Patrol looks at every one of these. But yeah, you don't have to see them. That's an assumption that I made and a lot of drivers have made. Don't make it again.
All right, check out everything he's doing over there on mynorthwest.com. Chris Sullivan, thanks for joining us.
Sure, anytime.
This has been another Sully time. And we'll see you in a little bit. We'll be right back after the break.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Voitin from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
A shot to center field. Julio is there, and Julio makes the catch!
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house, even when there's not an actual seat, because you're in the T-Mobile pen.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
The pen isn't just the perfect space to hang with your whole crew. It's where you can see Julio defend the no-fly zone 1 minute and watch Senor Smoke get ready for his big entrance the next.
Andres Munoz has simply been incredible.
Sure, the pen is standing room only, but with a team this exciting, who wants to be sitting down? Mariners baseball. Try this up.
Don't miss this summer's festivities at T-Mobile Park. After the All-Star break, the Mariners are back in town for a West Coast showdown against the San Francisco Giants, July 17th to 19th, including 2000's Fireworks Night on Friday the 17th, presented by T-Mobile. Get your tickets and check out the full lineup at mariners.com.
Hey, when was the last time you inspected your crawl space or your attic? What's the last time you went in there just to see what kind of shape they're in? Oh, never? Yeah, same. I don't want to go in there. Most homeowners completely avoid those areas, but it is important to check on them regularly. It's why you call Crawl Pros. They'll come out and go where you don't want to. Hey, it's Mike Salk here. And yes, when Crawl Pros came out to my place, they realized we had a little problem with our insulation. So they've set about fixing it, and they did a great job. But if you've got the same problem, they'll also look to see what kind of energy rebates are available. Right now, local utility companies are incentivizing homeowners to make their home more energy efficient with proper insulation. And some homes qualify for several $1,000s in savings with these utility rebate programs. So don't just assume your crawl space and attic are in great condition. Do what I did. Call Crawl Pros today and schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection and find out if you've got water intrusion, mold, rodent issues, or even damaged insulation. Schedule your crawl space and attic inspection at crawlpros.com.
Dr. Mark Wagner has performed over 20,000 stem cell procedures, including mine, at Seattle Sports Regenerative Medicine. And we've interviewed over 100 of Dr. Wagner's patients, and we hear the same things. It changed my life. I'm back to doing the activities I love without pain. It really works. It's remarkable.
We love helping people get back to living life to the fullest and doing the things they enjoy most.
They also must really enjoy not having the pain and recovery time with surgery.
Stem cell therapy is a 60-minute convenient, non-surgical, minimally invasive procedure to eliminate pain, regenerate cartilage, treat tendon and ligament tears, osteoarthritis, and chronic tendinitis.
And you only use the patient's own stem cells.
That's right, their body's own stem cells.
So whether it's a hip like me, an elbow, shoulder, or knee.
Don't forget ankles, wrists, and thumbs.
Yep, those patients too. Before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD first. Learn more at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates. This weekend only, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Wow, Sarah, these window coverings are gorgeous. Did you guys do this yourself?
No way. It's all Hunter Douglas. My local expert came to our home, brought samples, and helped us see everything in our actual light, then measured perfectly and handled the installation.
If you're planning a remodel, moving into a new home, or simply ready to elevate how your space feels, Westco Blinds, your neighborhood Hunter Douglas expert, offers custom, beautifully crafted window treatments thoughtfully designed for life. Whether it's blinds, shades, shutters, or drapes, our products fit your windows perfectly. And with smart home options, you control the light and privacy with a tap or on schedule. Hunter Douglas window treatments are an investment in quality, backed by a lifetime limited warranty and ongoing support from your trusted local expert, Westco Blinds. Call now to schedule your free in-home design consultation. Call 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455.
It's the best time of the year at Staples, with back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Tune in to elevate your wealth.
If you're 5 to 10 years from retirement, you do not have the time to deal with a market downturn.
With Mark Stimson and Casey Elkins.
It's important that you know what the rules are, because if you don't, you can make some tremendous decisions that could adversely affect you, and you may not be able to go back and fix them.
Tune in to Elevate Your Wealth, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Welcome back to the show. Lots of great text messages today. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us. Let's just jump right into these. Laura, go for it.
On Team USA getting knocked out of the World Cup, 206 says the team wasn't playing as a team. Too much standing around when they should have been defending, and they weren't.
The whole thing, I mean, it did feel disjointed. It felt like they were not, it felt like they were distracted. I do think there was so much buildup, and you hope in those situations that the players can just lock in. I don't know that this is what happened, but there was all that Balogun stuff ahead of time. That could have thrown them. There was all the other stuff. Christian Pulisic had a bunch of pressure on him to have like some big breakout moment, which he didn't really have the entire tournament.
Just outclassed. The Belgian team were using schemes and plays that we had no answer for.
They played that triangle thing. They weren't even playing De Bruyne, which is like he's their best guy.
Right.
So, Belgium was a very good team.
Ryan says, it definitely started out as a good game. I could tell that the Belgians were there to win. I think it was due to being angry maybe about the red card suspension being reversed.
Possibly.
They had motivation.
Jimmy in Olympia says, had we won that game, the score would have an asterisk on it.
And Andy in Black Diamond says, thank God the World Cup is over and soccer can take its rightful place behind curling in our hierarchy of sports in the United States.
That's funny. That's a very good one.
On turning off the public cameras, RB in the 360 says Seattle turning off the cameras today is akin to getting hot for the reunion, then the next morning going to Taco Bell for breakfast. Yeah, and parking your car and staying there for lunch and dinner.
That Taco Bell breakfast is actually pretty good.
It's not bad.
Have you had those? Pretty good.
But you can't have it every day.
You ever had a breakfast taco?
Ooh.
Mitch in the 918 says the camera systems are genuinely a privacy concern. Have y'all not heard about the man in New York who had feds show up at his hotel after already showing up to his home and harassing his wife over an email he'd sent criticizing DHS? His wife didn't tell them where he was or which hotel he was staying at, and yet they knew exactly where he would be. How does anyone think that the feds know precisely where he'd be, when, and where, if not pulling data from flock camera systems, and doing so without having to get a warrant to access those systems managed by local officials? These cameras could be useful, but only if there are regulations and protections put in place for who can use them. That's the longest text message we've ever read.
But
Congrats, Mitch.
Yeah, we care about what you guys think out there. Yeah. Laura?
On the Coast Guard singing happy birthday to Kelsey Flendler at sea as she breaks the world record for fastest solo row. Jody from Olympia says, why does everyone sing happy birthday like a funeral march? Not just the Coast Guard. Friends, family, YouTube videos, always slow. Pep it up, everyone.
Cha, cha, cha. What do you want? Come on.
You know,
Hi-ya.
it's a very difficult song to sing. Happy birthday.
Is it?
It's a very difficult song to sing.
You
It's
got to
all
start in the
up
right
and down.
key.
You got to start. If you start too high, you're screwed.
We've all been at a birthday party where they started too high.
Yes. Yeah.
On tents and RVs near Seattle Public Schools headquarters, 360 says, I feel bad for the kids, but not for the liberal school employees. This is exactly what they voted for.
So that is an interesting thing. If you do vote for the very people who now in office are putting you on the same level as drug addicts who are living on the street, I would start thinking about who you're going to be voting for in the future.
Elections do have consequences, and you're feeling it firsthand.
Who do they prioritize?
Yeah.
And if they put you on the same level, like you perfectly pointed out, Spike, then yes, that's something that I would be concerned about. But I don't live in Seattle,
November.
So. Fernando says, I'm kind of conflicted. That part of town has always been a little rough, even before SPS, Seattle Public Schools, moved down there. Yeah, but you know what, Fernando, I hear what you're saying, but I would say that's not acceptable. If a city has a part that's a little rough and it's known for being a little rough, then they need to go in there and they need to clean it up.
Yeah,
they need to
that
polish
shouldn't
out
be the
those rough
standard.
spots.
Not right.
100%.
On dating your coworkers, Tom says, absolutely love you guys, and I know you're both married, but you really shouldn't date each other, LOL.
You know what, Tom? Perfect advice.
Thank you, Tom. Because we were thinking about it.
We were considering, but we won't. Good advice, Tom.
Frank in the 425 says, work is a great place to get to know people. You're with them many hours of the day. You see them in good times and in bad times. You get to know who they really are. Oops. Good times and bad times.
They said in bed.
In bed times, yeah.
Funniest typo we've ever had, I think.
Okay.
You get to know them in good
I
times
didn't
and
even
in
pick that
bed.
Good times and bed times. Hello.
Frank's totally right. You do get to, like, rarely, when you're dating, there's so much pressure when you're meeting somebody new for the first time. You're like, everything has to be perfect. But when you have, like, the ease of getting to know somebody at work, you get to see how they respond to other people and how they treat people. I mean, those are all, like, very valuable.
Yeah, the facade kind of fades a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Those are good data points when you're deciding
Totally.
who to date. Guys, we're out of time. That was a great show. Thank you guys so much for texting in. Thank you for listening. We're going to be back tomorrow, so tune in for that. We're going to have a brand new question today to start the show off. John Curley's coming up next. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Seattle on the world stage in prime time.
It doesn't get any bigger than World Cup than this.
Seattle was made for this.
Seattle is the soccer city to have.
I'm so happy that people came together.
It's pretty amazing.
I mean, it's just great to see America fall in love with the world's game.
KIRO News Radio's Jillian Raftery is with the fan. She joins us live.
The energy here is electric.
Way to shine, Seattle. From KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-572-3344. That's 800-572-3344.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Let's talk about summertime. Bikinis, the occasional Speedo, sunshine, and almost always more drinking. But don't let the wine coolers or hard lemonades fool you. Too many drinks at the beach can get you in a whole lot of trouble. You're sporting a farmer's tan, but the police are wearing heavy, dark uniforms. And it's not because they're comfortable. If you don't take preventative measures, your summer tan can become a costly burn. Take a designated driver with that aloe vera and SPF 50. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com to set up a free private consultation. Jail is no place to ask, missed a spot? Mind getting where I can't reach? Be reasonable this summer. And always remember, 1-800-DUI-AWAY has your back.
1-800-DUI-AWAY. Insulation rebates from PSE are at historic highs. American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $3 million in PSE insulation rebates last year, more than any contractor in Washington. Homeowners, business owners, and PSE trust American Crawl Space and Pest Services. Was your home built before 1990? Visit AmericanCrawl.com to see how much you can save on replacing your insulation.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once-yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. Get a free oil filter and more during the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone, now through July 27th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite